There it is. Now we're live. What's up, everybody? Don't know why OBS was like kicking my ass. Wow, that took a little longer to do it. Anyways, hope you're all doing awesome. Hope you're all doing amazing. Let's get right into it. Let's just get right into this thing. So, if y'all don't know, there's a new flavor of Oreo out there called apple pie. Apple fucking pie. So maybe giving those a try here a little bit later on. Just real quick, I wanted to shout out Spook Monkey. He made literally like a Spartan helmet one for my buy me a coffee thing. So as y'all know, if y'all want to throw me a bone, go ahead. I don't care. I'm not here for that. But if y'all want to, feel free, right? So here's the weird part. I can't cam, since they're both Elgato. For some odd reason, the can't cam is giving me a little bit of issues. But this is kind of what it's going to look like right here. So I'm just going to look into the camera, say what I need to say, back up, and then come back. That's going to kind of be the gist of it, right? The Selena Oreos are fucking amazing. I love those things. I absolutely love those things, guys. Those are great. I do need some sort of like music for the can't cam, because I'd like to do like I can't cam like anger buildup, and then I do it. And then like back to normal, maybe. I don't know. That could be convoluting as fuck. I don't know that. But let's get right into this thing, man. Let's get right into this. Because, it's, I don't know what's going on with the Billy situation. There's just a lot. There is truly a lot. And I'm going to look at it. We're going to deep dive into it a little bit. And obviously, this is, put some A1 in them Oreos. Fuck you, Big Show. There's just a lot that needs to be looked at, a lot that needs to be discussed. And obviously we can go through some clips, but I think we're at a point now where, like I said yesterday, Billy, Zali, and Rastoff, they're in too deep. They are way too fucking in. They are in way too deep to change what they're saying right now. Because if any of them go back at what they've said, they are fucked. I mean, fucked. So this is one of the things where I wish I was still in the LCU, because Tess would not have been the first people to bring this up. Cafe would have been. I do got to shout out Tess, by the way. Yo Mama's words. We can go over that as well, what he said. And I appreciate that. And I threw him $10 to say thank you. And I ain't going to lie when I say I miss it. I do miss it, But I will say I enjoy no alarms. I enjoy waking up when I want to. I enjoy just, going live whenever I want. I need to keep it consistent, and I will. Like I said, the nerds test-ish time frame is when I do want to go live, and that's what we're going to do. But I am going to keep it to a regiment, because I do like regiment in my life. Let's go and get right into this thing, guys. So, I just real quick, I just want to pay homage to what someone put on Reddit yesterday. Sunshinery Cafe did. Batgirl, and you pointed it out. Yes. But I'm talking about like the deep dive, the true deep dive into this. So I'm going to shout out someone on Reddit, by the way. And I value myself as being a math person. I love math. I love numbers. Because with math, generally, unless it's like BAC calculators and all this shit, generally with math, there's no fighting it. There's no argument. 1 + 1 is 2 all fucking day long. 2 × 2 is 4. 10 × 4 is 40. You know what I mean? There's no debating math. But when it comes to stuff like the BAC calculator, what are you going to do? So, KB Wolf, what up? Thank you for being here. Hey, Kitten, Sky, Sunshinery, Greeky, Hyde, all y'all. I see y'all in the chat. Thank y'all so much. Thank y'all so much. So let's go ahead and do this. So this person using the Widmark formula for males, basically 0.68 is the calculation, slightly high, but they're going to do 6.8 for calculation purposes. The calculation of what BAC means, and that's whatever, because they're doing grams, because I guess grams being the universal measurement, that's what they're going to do is grams. They're going at, so assuming the average estimation rate of 0.015 BAC per hour. So that's kind of what they're doing. First drink, 8 hours. First drink, 8 hours. Last drink, 2 hours. Let's calculate BAC at the time of the last drink. Boom, boom, boom. So 0.15 is the estimated calculation based on the Widmark formula that this person is doing. 2 hours later, if they subtract the 2 hours, it would be 0.12. The estimated now would be about 1.2. For more precise calculation to go into all of this, the estimated now is basically 0.13. So according to their calculation, again, this is all speculative, whatever you want to do it. So if y'all want to screenshot this and someone look at it, whatever, right? So, I mean, I just want to pay homage to them because they did that. So one thing that the calculator does not take into account is the keto diet. Now, I know Billy said that, you know, if Lunchbox, all the math is giving me a migraine, yeah, me too. But we're not going to talk about math anymore. We're going to talk about other things. So he does keto. Billy does keto, right? And if you look at it, there's no sugars, no carbohydrates, no grains, anything like that, right? So, you know, since Bookie loves to Google and everyone says blah, 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 you can Google this. I did some Googling myself. And I asked if someone is on keto, do they process alcohol faster, right? I'd put that in there. Individuals on the keto diet generally experience faster and more intense effects from alcohol than they might have previously. This is because the ketogenic diet is low in carbohydrates, reduces the body's glycogen stores, a form stored of glucose, i.e. sugar. Glycogen helps to dilute the concentration of alcohol in the bloodstream, and its absence can lead to a quicker and more pronounced intoxication. So, since Billy is on a diet that reduces carbs, reduces sugar, alcohol is going to get him hit him faster. That is the science. That is the science, because we're all arguing science now. So, if you look at it on bactrack.com, right? This article says it's important to understand BAC calculators and charts can only provide an approximation of your BAC. You should never rely on them to determine whether or not it's safe to drive. The thing is this, what we're arguing and what the LCU is arguing right now is if he was drunk driving. No one is arguing just safe, just flat out safe to drive. It's all about the illustrious 0.08. That is what they're arguing, not just safe, right? So the serving size, the majority BAC calculators and charts have predefined values for both alcohol service sizes, which Nightmare went into. Beer's 4.15, a glass of wine is 4 ounces with 15%, and a shot is boom, boom, and 40%. We all know for a fact there's all kinds of bourbons, there's liquors, fucking Everclear. Fucking Everclear is more than 40%. So if you did the BAC calculator for someone drinking something that was not 80 proof or 40% alcohol, BAC is out the door because it's not a correct calculation. We have to remember that. A lot of people are not talking about that. It is what it is. So let's get back into this. Food. BAC calculators do not amount the amount of food in your stomach. Your BAC will rise faster when you consume alcohol on an empty stomach because there's no food to slow down the absorption of alcohol. Billy streamed for 9 hours that day. He said he was up for 18. He had his party, whatever, right? Someone tell me, did he eat it all on stream for those hours? Did he eat it all? I don't think he did. I do not think he did. Right. So if you don't eat, that's why people tell you if you're hungover, if you're drunk, a good way to help you sober up is if you eat. Billy was on the way to Waffle House, I think, which was, you know, the number one cure for all hangovers is to eat some greasy ass hash browns. So yeah, so we're getting blood medication. We're getting to that. All right, time. BAC calculators assume your alcohol consumption rate is consistent over a specified period of time. If you consume drinks more quickly than one standard drink per hour, your estimated BAC will be miscalculated. So I don't know exactly. He said half shots. There's no way to prove half shots. He could just be saying that, or he's telling the truth. I have no fucking idea. But there's also that. Last but not least, averages. The BAC calculators use a formula based on average values, such as the average amount of water in the body and in the blood. Billy has said since he's a larger human being, he physically has more water in his body. That is true. That does go towards his case. I'll give him that. Individual factors that affect values are not calculated and therefore contribute to erroneous estimations. So they go more into the charts and all of that. We're a breathalyzer where these methods fail. Boom, boom. All right. So this whole BAC calculator argument is stupid. This is just some fucking linchpin that they can hold on to because they got the result that they wanted to get. So I promise you, if they didn't get the result that they didn't want, they wouldn't be holding on to this like a fucking, like a child holding a toy they want to buy from the store, or fucking, you know, someone that lost a puppy or a cat and finally found the cat or the dog and they're hugging it. It's the same thing. That's how hard they're holding on to this argument. But there's so much research out there that says BAC calculators are not true. All right. So going back to what the BAC said about percentages, right? I believe they said it was 84 proof. I think 83, 84. I want to say I'm about damn near 100% sure it was 84 proof, which means 2%. 2%. So the BAC calculator did not account for that extra 2% of alcohol that was in every drink he took. Now, as everyone does, I Googled it. I said, how much would 2% more alcohol affect the BAC calculator answers? This is the answer I got. A 2% increase in the blood alcohol content can significantly impact the results of a BAC calculator and the effects on the body. While a small amount increases might not seem like much, even a slight rise in BAC can lead to noticeable changes in coordination, judgment, reaction time, and could put an individual in a different category of impairment. So, y'all can read all that if you want to. In legal places, BAC is 0.8. Is legal limit for driving. A 2% increase could push someone over the limit, resulting in legal consequences. So, even a small amount of 2% can lead to an increase that the BAC calculator would not account for. That is just fact. 1%, 3%, whatever. 86 proof. Okay, so it was 86 proof. So, I mean, I did 2%, so 3% probably be the same thing, right? There are no Waffle Houses in Seattle. I don't know that. I don't know shit about it. I don't care where Billy lives. That's not me. But regardless, right? Regardless, he went to get breakfast. We'll do there. All right. Now, one thing that we're all arguing right now is the BAC and its validity. The BAC and how important it is that we hold on to this linchpin that says that everything is okay. Now, what really matters is one true thing, right? One true thing is what really, really matters here. Can a BAC calculator be used in court? Because the big defense was, here we go with the what ifs. If Billy was pulled over or whatever, you know, and he went in there, what would have the result been? Thankfully, he wasn't, you know what I mean? Knock on wood. Thankfully, he wasn't, because I don't want no one like that. But if you look at it, the BAC calculator should not be relied on in court as a reliable measure of a person's blood alcohol content. They can be helpful for estimations and general awareness. They're not accurate enough to be used as a legal defense in court. So, to me, this is all fallacy. This is all opinionated. This is just a general statement, so to speak. Because in general statements, anyone can generalize anything. One thing I learned when I was getting my master's degree, which I really don't talk about it, but I have one. There's a class I took called statistics. And in that statistics class, I learned that you can skew any kind of results you want to. You can skew anything you want to go in your favor. So that way, when you look at probability of those statistics, it can go into your favor and look more to what you want it to say. We actually did a project on that where people were supposed to take different, you know, formulas, calculations, numbers, and run them to see what the difference was for the same thing. People are mentioning blood. Obviously, again, knock on wood, he didn't get pulled over or whatever. But if they took blood is the most accurate determination outside of a breath. They do breathalyzers because it's just easier. But blood is the number one way to know your BAC if you draw blood. But that's just something we'll never have. That's just something we'll never have. Now, here is the final straw in the back, final straw that's going to break the camel's back, in my opinion. Now, Billy lives in Washington State. So I looked up the law. Can someone drive impaired legally if under the BAC in Washington State? No, it is illegal to drive while impaired by alcohol in Washington State, even if your blood alcohol BAC is below the legal 0.08 limit. Washington law prohibits, I live in North Carolina, whatever, y'all know that. Washington law prohibits driving under the influence or affected by alcohol, marijuana, or any drug. Law enforcement can charge and convict you of driving under the influence if you observe signs of impairment through field sobriety tests, behavior, or other evidence. There's your linchpin. Even with a BAC of under 0.08. So, if you get a lower DUIs, don't matter. All I'm saying is, even by their calculations last night, Billy had alcohol in his system. In Washington state law, it is illegal to drive a car with any alcohol in your system. I'm sure if you blew a .01 or whatever the fuck, right? I mean, what would they do, right? It depends on how big of an asshole the cop wants to be. But as the law is written, it is illegal to drive while impaired by alcohol in Washington state, even if your blood alcohol content is below the legal 0.08 limit. So, in my opinion, case closed. Let's try something else. Keem, you said that fucking Rastov, Xylee, and Billy were your most trusted fucking people. You said that they hurt your trust and that you took this a little bit to heart. You know what the fact is, Keem? I was your most trusted person because you know for a fact I would never title a stream like that. I would never go on a stream inebriated. I have never drank on a stream. I've never smoked weed on a stream. I've never done anything on a stream that would take your network into any type of account as far as when it comes to negative attention, being shut down, channels getting striked, or anything. I've never done anything like that. I was your most trusted person, Keemstar, and you fucking know it, bro. I was your most trusted person, Keem. But that's beside the point. I digress. So let me go ahead and X out of all of that. Because again, it is illegal to drive with any alcohol in your system. Just saying. We all saw it. Sweep that, bro. God, I can't. If I was on Cafe, I'd be saying the same fucking thing. Because fucking, I consider Billy and Xylee friends. Rastov, I don't know, man. It's very complicated with my feelings towards the whole thing. But let's continue. The law is broken. Case closed. Can't sweep that, bro. So yesterday on Rewind, we watched all that happen. And Keem was basically just wanting Billy to walk back the statement of, if you put me on a 2-week suspension, I would quit. Fucking Billy had basically addressed that. Let's get into that. Oh, good job, Ken. My fucking audio. My audio, guys. I am such a shit person. I am such a shit fucking person. My audio was wrong. My audio was wrong. For you. No, not for you. For me, yes. For you, no. Just saying. All right. Let's get into it.
Says, next topic, please. I feel like you already sufficiently covered this previously. W. Billy.
We did Saturday. Oh, by the way, that's another thing to Keem. Your mama wasn't the only one to talk about it. Matter of fact, Batgirl talked about it on Cafe, and we did a whole ass live stream about it on Saturday.
Yeah, and I talked about it since then too. And you're like, dude, you have to keep bringing it up. And I'm like,
we talked about it since then. Matter of fact, last night I said that.
I said,
I was like, you don't have to keep bringing it up.
Anytime someone addresses it, I want to bring it up so they know where I stand, and maybe that's why.
Admit you broke the law. Because you did.
All the other channels didn't bring it up because they believed me too and trusted me too. Like, I'm going to say this.
How you look, how you appear, doesn't matter. You could walk fine. You could be fine. But, yes, if you're pulled over and you have some alcohol in your system, will there be sobriety tests? Yes. Will there be breathalyzer tests? Yes. Will there be all these tests? I'm sure there will be. But the fact remains, those that run a stop sign technically still break the law. Those that speed 1 mile an hour over the speed limit, yes, they break the law. Driving with 0.01 or above alcohol in your system technically broke the law. You broke the law, bro.
Word carries weight. Okay? Is that a problem? Maybe it is. Maybe it fucking isn't. We'll have to see. The strike guy says it was bad optics, but you're a good guy, Bill Fridge. I mean, it's especially bad optics when you have a whole bunch of people who are looking to tear at you for any little thing. You know? Yo mama, Savage, Roxy. Bad optics are good eating for people who are just trying to tear you apart. And that's fine. You know?
That is true. Listen, I come from the commentary gang. I know exactly what a bad optics.
I love the optics argument. What it looks like, what it didn't look like, blah, blah. Here's the other thing, too, right? Here's the other thing, too. All the other hosts are now punished because they can't drink and smoke on camera. What is real accountability? Apologizing? Eating shit? I don't think there really ever will be a true punishment. Just to be sitting there and listen to what people say and then you have to address it. I mean, the audience will continue to drive that away because they're going to get tired of hearing about it. It's just fact. The audience is going to get tired of this fucking argument because there's no way to know what the truth is. We will never fucking know. But what I do know is by y'all's own BAC calculations, he had blood, obviously. He had alcohol in his system. By Washington state law, he broke the law on camera. By your own calculations. I don't want to hear, well, we really don't know because you're saying all this shit about blood alcohol calculations are inaccurate and all this shit. Then your argument for blood alcohol calculations goes out the window. It works both ways. You can't have your cake and eat it too. Either you can go by the blood alcohol content and he broke the law, or you're not going to go by the blood alcohol content and you can't defend him. It's one or the other, bro. One or the other. You can't have it both ways. Lunchbox, I know everyone's tired of it. I'm done after this. I'm not talking about it anymore. But no one's talking about the legality. No one's talking about safety. All they're talking about is blood alcohol content. That's all they're talking about. There's a lot of other factors at play. I just showed he broke the law. I just showed by their own BAC calculations he broke the law. This floor is dirty. This floor is really fucking dirty, bro.
You can make a whole ass live stream based off of bad optics. I get the game. I 100% get the game. And I didn't think about that at the time. Instead, my ass went to bed. I get it. 100% get it.
You didn't think about it because you didn't feel like you had any reason not to trust me and my word.
Yeah.
You know,
but honestly, if I would have thought, I'm going to be honest, if I would have thought about the optics of it, then I would have told Rastoff, nah, dude, you shouldn't be doing this.
Yeah.
But I didn't think about the optics of it, and that was my bad.
Yeah, probably. Silky Johnson says, yeah, it's everyone else's fault. Look, it's my fault. I was the one that went to get breakfast. But if you think hours of not drinking, hours of drinking before to process the alcohol, we were live for 9 hours before balls started. It's just there's a lot to it that people don't want to paint the whole picture. Right? And the only picture that can be painted is I did not feel inebriated at all. I did not feel impaired. I had no reason.
Why is a ticking time bomb?
Exactly.
Billy.
Exactly.
Y'all get the point. I mean, this was yesterday's, and obviously a lot more has come out since then. But let's, we got a little bit more. Let's
Why are you looking up at the ceiling when you're saying, sorry, God, your attitude sucks?
She's saying sorry. It's a ticking time bomb. Waylon says, remember when Boogie drove without a seatbelt? I don't remember.
God, my attitude sucks. Wait a minute. My attitude sucks. What? What? What do you mean my attitude sucks?
I think that you're not supposed to look at the ceiling, I guess.
Was I looking at the ceiling?
Yeah, it's whatever at this point. All right. Benjamin City, I know you're talking about medication. It's well known all medications from all different types are going to be ones that, you know, cause different effects. I don't want to go into his medical history because that's just not who I am, right? We know his medical history. I'm not going to delve into that. But, you know, we all know, Google any type of medication, its effects on alcohol, and that's all you need to know. That's all you need to know. All right. So, yesterday on Queens, Gidgy went in just a little bit. She was calling out hypocrisies. She was calling out the sweeping. They had Savage and Roxy on, and she was drawing the parallel of Roxy made a threat or a joke, whatever you want to call it. But then Billy did what he did, and there's no real punishment. There's no firing, whatever, right? Should Billy be fired? I'm not saying he should be fired. But just doing the world tour of apologizing and the world tour of people just talking about it, that's not really a punishment, I feel. But, you know, who am I? I'm just a fired host of the LCU. That's all I am. So let's get into Gidgy, and then Billy comes in. But just to set the stage, Gidgy was talking about Xylee sweeping, just connecting the dots of what Savage did. She got fired versus what Billy did, and nothing really happening. That's just kind of what sets this all up. So let's get into Queens. This is where Billy comes in, and they go at it a little bit. So let's check this out.
Respect the fact that she doesn't like them. I respect that. Hey, Billy.
Not gonna start no
Billy,
fucking
hi.
fight. I don't like them, and I don't have to be around her.
Nope, you
Who,
don't.
Billy?
No,
No,
she's talking about Sal and
Savage.
Roxy.
Roxy's fine. I talk to her all the time. I don't
Guys,
like her.
Billy is here.
Hear what you? I went to turn it on this episode.
Write me on that wall.
50 for Tina's. Go ahead, Billy.
Hello, Billy.
Hey, you must be happy to see Savage back, Tina. This must be a great thing for
No,
you.
no.
Oh, okay. I just want to make sure that.
I left. I didn't want no problems.
I like her.
Yeah,
Tina
yeah.
doesn't.
Yeah. Gidgy. I'm sorry.
You have nothing to be sorry about. Look,
No,
I've done what you've done, but my beef isn't with you, Billy.
No, it should be.
It's optics.
I
You had two sober people that could have done something for you, couldn't they?
She's right. Could have. But the problem is coulda, woulda, shoulda doesn't exist. Coulda, woulda, shoulda does not exist for certain hosts, for certain people. I know for a fact if I did what he did, I'd be gone instantly. Banned, all that shit. But, you know, who am I?
But,
There were
they
3 sober
trusted
people
you.
there.
They trusted
There were
you.
3 sober people. The problem
Yeah,
is
Billy didn't
I
actually drive drunk.
I didn't show the audience well enough that I was not impaired, and that was a horrible thing.
Right.
And
Doesn't matter. You have 0.01 in your system. You broke Washington state law. Doesn't matter. On camera. Just saying.
I feel terrible for that. Big mistake. I will not argue that at all, and I want to apologize to everybody who I bothered with that.
Listen,
Savage
sometimes-
included. I know she cares. I know you care, Savage. I'm sorry.
Not to interrupt you, Billy, but some
You know that's not true. I'm sorry. You can say what you want. I know for a fact that was just a little dig. That's all I'm saying. I know that for a fact.
times, we as content creators will do a video. They're like, "Oh, this is gonna be hilarious," and then we put it out, and no one agrees. Like, we shouldn't have done that video, probably.
Yeah.
I did the video. I sent Dad to a nursing home, and I made him think that we were driving. And I got so much shit for that fucking video, and it wasn't real. It wasn't real, and I got shit on for it.
That was a nice nursing home
So
too.
Billy,
We never gone there.
let me ask you a question. If I would have done what you did, what do you think Xylee would have done with me?
I
Gone.
probably
Just not
pulled
said
the
anything?
stream. I don't know.
Maybe
I don't know.
not told Keem, probably, right?
What do you think? What do you think?
Oh,
How
I
about
think
you
she would have
answer
run. I already did. She would have run to Keem so fucking fast it would have made her head spin. If it was any.
I got to agree with that. Sorry, guys. I'm getting hot. Give me 1 second. Haven't had tank top Ken yet. On Ken Caint. Haven't had tank top Ken yet. I know you love it. I know you love the 6'5". I don't know if I can say Sigma male anymore because I cried like a bitch, but you love the 6'5" Greek god. I know you do. I know you do.
If there were several hosts that could have. If Yo Mama did that, that motherfucker, he'd be in the unemployment line right now. Let's be honest.
You know what the sad truth is?
What's that?
She knows me better than you guys, and she trusted me, and I hurt her trust.
Must be
unfortunately, with
nice
this.
to get that trust. I wish we
And
all
I
had it.
earn it. And I also hurt.
I didn't know
Keem's
you had
trust.
to with a community manager. I thought they were fair across the board.
No, that's not how trust works. That's not how knowing people
Oh,
works.
I thought
right?
a manager was across the board. They did the same thing for everyone. No.
Fuck no. What if you ever worked at a job where a manager was perfectly fair to everybody? Don't play that game because that's ridiculous. But I will say,
This isn't a normal job. We've all said many times this isn't a normal job. We are independent contractors. Yeah, we have a boss, but normally the way independent contracting works, to my knowledge, is you do what you do, and if you fuck up, you fuck up. There's no like writing up. There's no like, I mean, obviously there's being late and there's like rules to the game, right? But this isn't like normal employment. So you really that argument doesn't exist. Just saying.
Okay.
it was completely unfair to you and everybody else because of what I did, and I'm sorry about that. I should have taken more time to convey that I was fine to drive. I, in my head, was like, "Oh, this is fine. I'm good." I was not. The audience did not agree with that, so that's
Okay.
that's not okay.
It's amazing you've done.
I want to hear, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this, fuck this. I want to hear the argument about legality. Fuck this, my motor skills were fine. Fuck this, yeah, I was good. They should have trusted me and all that. No, fuck that. I want to hear the argument of legality now. That's what I want. Because you have to admit, by your own blood alcohol calculations, he was illegally driving. You have to admit that, bro. You have to. Just saying. God, this is pissing me off.
Unfortunately.
Yeah, you've done a huge apology tour. I mean, I'm sick of hearing you apologize. I don't know how many more times he can say it. He has apologized. He's wronged his wrong. I mean, I don't know what else.
I gotta continue addressing everybody who's doing shows, right? I gotta come up and talk to you guys. That's part of my punishment is just facing the music, right? I have to
Why?
face the music.
We don't.
We're not
Why?
bullies.
Because
We're not bullies.
but well, then does your opinion not matter? Your opinion.
We don't
you
have
should be mad at me,
opinions on
Gidgey. Because of me, you can't drink on stream. You should be pissed.
I haven't
I
drank.
fucked you over.
I haven't drank on stream since the N-word incident, so I guess it's not really a big deal for me. I don't have to make money taking shots like everyone else.
Got him. Something else. Never mind. We'll get into that later.
I don't think Gidgey should drink on stream.
Exactly. We
That's
had.
probably when the ban should have began.
Yeah, exactly. But it didn't. Gidgey just got shit for it. Got drugged this past weekend.
Nobody's saying that.
Being the big R.
Billy and Xylee and everybody else can say whatever you want. We know that the numbers were on dolls. They are good content creators. I apologize. I misspoke.
Are you drunk?
No, I'm not. I apologize. I misspoke. Xylee.
This is the apology meta of Lolcow Universe now. We're all a bunch of sorry motherfuckers.
Buff does it.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, when Billy went on all these shows, it was all just looping. It was all the same shit. That's all I'm saying. I'm gonna skip ahead a little bit.
Inform Keem that you drunk drive on stream. No?
We did inform everybody. We talked about
Keemstar.
it. Long story short, Gidgey, I'm gonna pay for what I did. I really feel terrible that
How are you paying? How in the fuck are you paying? No one else can drink and smoke. All Billy is doing is just talking about it. All that's happening right now is the sweep. God, I wish I was still on Cafe because I'd be talking about this. What is Billy's actual punishment? Like, if you look at Billy as a whole, what does he have to do? Hop on shows and address it? I mean, people do that shit all the time whenever there's beef between shows. People hopping on the shows and address it. Having the audience having to deal with it, right? Like, if the audience donates, yeah, you're still getting paid to address it. Reading the chat, addressing it. What is the real punishment? I don't know. I don't wear the crown. I'm not making that decision. That's all I'm saying. Where the fuck is my mouse? God, did my battery die? I can't.
I put you and everybody else in a situation that was less than professional, and if I have to be let go the same way Savage was, that's something Keemstar will figure out.
I don't think that should happen at all. I think what you did, look, my problem is not with you. It's with the hypocrisy of the two people that swept for you.
I think your problem is wanting to have a problem.
Yeah.
I think my problem is very obvious that when they were asked for mod abuse, there were several mods that abused, but Xylee called me out. When
didn't
he
know.
talked about...
You wouldn't even tell the names, remember?
I'm sorry. I thought the community...
So that's a whole different argument because there was other people that were fucking up their hosts. She kept saying mod, but it was actually host. Hosts were fucking with their privileges and moving people in and out, but Gidgey was the only one that got timed out. Xylee said the whole AMAC thing, reason why AMAC was timed out, and to back up a little bit, according to Xylee, Keem told Xylee to time her out for like a day or whatever. The whole AMAC thing, not Angie, sorry, AMAC thing, she was so drunk she couldn't say a sentence. That's why she made that decision. Just saying.
manager
She asked
would be
you what the
informed.
names were.
I thought the community manager would be informed before she called people
That's
out. My
your
bad.
duty to inform
My
her,
bad.
right?
Oh, I would have thought it would have been her duty to inform Keem that you drunk drive on stream. No?
We did inform everybody. We talked about it.
Keem said he
multiple
didn't
times on
know.
Rewind.
Keem said nobody told him. Nobody messaged
must have
him.
missed- he
It's
must have
crazy.
missed the part
The
where we talked about
community
it.
manager didn't message him. Wow.
Yeah, because she.
You
didn't
sweeping
believe
hard for
I
that
was
girl,
wrong.
Billy, and I respect it, but it's not. We're gonna go back and forth. We're gonna go back and forth.
Do you want to
Thank you, Curious Cat. I appreciate it.
hurt her? Is that what
No,
you're going to do?
not at all. Not at all. I want
Just
fair
tell me
treatment.
what your point is.
My
Tell me
point
what
is.
your point is, and
My
I'll
point is.
help you get
Okay.
there.
All right, Billy. Why is it only Mike's channels have mods when all the channels had mods when that was said? Why is it Gidgey's
Our
the one
channels
that
didn't.
Okay, you're the only channel that didn't. Every other
This is what I'll say to that. All right, because I know the answer to this question. If someone has an editor or above role or permissions on a channel, they automatically get moderator. I know that for a fact. Maybe that could have happened. I'm going to be fair here. Maybe that could have happened, but regardless, I don't know. We don't know the answer to that question. I'm just saying from a YouTube standpoint, if someone has editor or above permissions on a channel, automatically get a wrench. So, Curious Cat, real quick, with your donation, thank you so much. Thank you for not sweeping, Ken. I do my best. Because I'm just trying to be fair. I'm just putting it out there. I'm putting the information out there for everybody to know, for everybody to see. You make your own judgment call. I give my opinion, but y'all make your own judgment. I'm not here to sway anybody. I'm just putting all the information out there.
channel did, but yet
I'll
it was
tell you
just
what, we
pointed
noticed
at
yours.
me
Well, then, you feel bad that you get targeted a lot?
by Xylee. Yes. Yes.
You know why? Because you've made yourself a target to Xylee. It sucks.
How? How did I make?
happens.
How did I make myself a target? Please educate me. I am being serious.
You act in ways that are suspect.
What?
What does that mean?
You operate in ways that don't seem authentic. When you come into a chat crying about not getting along with Tina, we're wondering if
Zeph,
you're
what
running
up, bro?
some sort of game on us.
By the way, if y'all don't know, Zeph, he's one of the after show guys. Me, Plex, and Zeph. That's Zephyrus right there. So Friday, 9 a.m.-ish, we're going to be on The Lasting Opinion. We're going to be having our reunion stream. So shout out to y'all, bro.
And then a day or two later, you will declare war on us after coming to us for help.
So
we're
again,
like,
this is the only leg he has to stand on is this one time. So y'all remember that big drag out fight? Hang on just a sec. Y'all remember that big drag out fight we had where Tina and I fought and I quit. I went into a voice chat, one of those special voice chats that Rastoff, Xylee, and Billy have that nobody can go in unless you're a host or pulled in. They were in there, so I messaged Xylee. She said I could come in. Apparently they thought I was sus.
It was a live on air chat. It wasn't a voice chat. That's technically two different things, but just to be fair, they go into live on air chats. And when I had my goodbye stream on Saturday, yeah, PM, my bad, Lasting Opinion, you're right, PM, 9 p.m., fuck me, 9 p.m. EST-ish, we're going to be going live, so fuck you, Plex, thank you for correcting me. To be fair, they came in there, and then when I left, they stayed in the studio, and then they went live, so regardless, right? But they go into a live on-air chat, not a, special voice chat. That's incorrect.
Because I was still crying about the shit that went on with Tina and I. And that's what I'm sus about. Gotcha.
It seems manipulative at times. You're frantic.
Manipulative.
You're
Don't say manipulative. Please don't say manipulative.
What?
When you just got
It
caught
seems
in this
manipulative?
situation. You don't think what you're doing for Xylee isn't manipulative as fuck? Billy, come on. Don't fuck with a manipulator. You and I both manipulate.
See?
Yeah.
See?
Yeah. You and I both do it, baby boy.
Look, I'm offering you my point of view, and you're deflecting to other things.
Okay, what
you
is
don't
your...
see that?
I do not see that Xylee... I made myself a target for Xylee because I came into a chat, excuse me, crying about Tina after I'd just gotten off a live stream fighting with her. So I made myself a target to Xylee by coming in and asking for advice, listening to the advice, and then a few days later, when I got upset with what Xylee had said and went after that, that's why I made myself a target to Xylee.
I kind of get Gidgey's point here, but I also understand where they see that as a little weird. Like, you're coming to us for advice, you're about to quit, you're about to do all this shit, but then you're going to turn around and critique me. Yeah, that's a slippery slope. That's one of those where you just pick a side and you claim it. There's really no right or wrong, in my opinion, on this one. Because there's always two sides to every story, right? That's why I hate the whole my truth statement, right? Because there's only one truth. There's different sides of the story, but there's only one truth. And if we're speaking about truths, the truth is, by legal definition, he shouldn't have been driving by their own BAC calculators. I just want to throw that out there, chat. I just want to throw that out there. I'm sorry. I just wanted to say that. Fucking Caint.
I think the idea is, why couldn't you come to us with your issues the same way you came to us with issues that didn't involve us? Instead, you made content out of it, so now she doesn't trust you, right? That's the thing. You
Let's
could come
not
to us with your
forget
problems,
when I came
no
up
problem.
on Rewind to let you know that it wasn't just my shows that had mods. Boy, I was treated really warmly. I really want to go on Rewind all the time.
Xylee's never warm.
Exactly.
I never really thought I was going to see Savage back on the show either, but it happened today.
It happened just like she's been on several shows in the LCU.
I know. I just thought I'd have
As
to say,
Keem said, she's welcome here.
Okay, well,
Oh,
fine.
Billy,
So she
Billy.
was-
That is true. He said that because we had her on cafe on short notice, right? Her and Roxy, they both come up there on cafe. She went up on Chubby, and we were thankfully we were 99X. Y'all know the story, but regardless, let's just keep this going.
Come on,
Right?
Billy. Come on.
What?
You got Tina
You really
here.
just-
You can snap onto this with Tina. Come on. You know what you could do right now.
Well,
I know what you
I'm
could do.
just, do what? I'm just saying, Tina definitely didn't respect that.
No,
No, I
she
left.
didn't.
I left.
No,
Yeah.
I don't respect it when she talks shit about me either. But it happens, right, Billy? Won't work with me.
No, you know why it won't work because you don't want to get over it. You want to use it to weaponize. That's fine.
No, I want that bitch to take
Oh.
accountability. That's all I want.
For what?
Instead
For
of
not liking you?
no, for not being a fair.
What would let's do this, right? What would real accountability be? That is the question. Now, what would Xylie's punishment be for her part? What would Rastov's punishment be for his part? Because they could say that they trust Billy, they like Billy, they didn't feel Billy was whatever. You know what I mean? Like here's the other side of the coin that no one's talking about. The three of them are probably the closest three people in the entire LCU host-wise. Those are the three closest, right? There is a possibility that they got their story straight. There is that chance. Just saying, right? If you want to look at it from all angles, they could have done that. And as I said before, they're in too deep. They are way in too fucking deep to even change anything about that story. But the internet never forgets. If something comes out or they say something that kind of seems a little off, they can go back, except for the privated stream, they can go back and look what was said and question them on it. That's all people really need to do. But they are way too deep into this to change anything about their story at this point. That's all I'm saying. But for real accountability, I have no idea what that looks like. Because again, I don't wear the crown.
Community manager.
She's not a manager no more.
When
quit,
she
she's done.
was, when she was.
Right, I know.
Yeah, and now she's no longer community manager.
Thank
so-
God for small favors. But now she's
Well,
got
that's a big favor.
but-
Your problem solved.
But well, no, because you said
what's
she
the big deal now?
doesn't. You said I'm in her sights. Remember, she doesn't trust me. So now she's.
She doesn't have to like you.
I don't like her. So that's really easy. We are definitely not the same kind of people. That's not a problem.
Okay. Well, then next time you say, I like Xylee. I like
Oh,
Xylee.
you
Don't
won't.
do that.
You won't.
It's a
No.
double-sided.
that was
serpent here.
that was the fence. Oh, serpent. Good word. That was the. I like that. That was.
Dr. Baker, no, Savage. So Savage is allowed to come on shows. She's in the server. She's not very active. She's not hired by the LCU. She's more or less an ex-host / fan. That's Savage's status as of right now. She's not a manager of anything. She's not a host of anything. She is a ex-host / fan. That's all she is.
That was the old me that would sit on a fence and try to. Billy, I like you. I have mad respect for you. I always will. I think what you did is a nothing burger. That's just me. Crucify me, okay?
Look,
but I think
I like
her
you too.
and Rastov covering for you the way they did was really a fucked up look for the LCU. You three are supposed to be the pillars of the community, the best of the best. Nice,
And we're all
Xylee.
human, and we all fall down sometimes.
Yeah, Xylee falls down.
Some people could say I'm salty. I'm not really salty. I've come to grips. Obviously, I have Caint. Caint has my focus. But the entire 6 fucking months, well, actually about 7 months, I streamed in the LCU. I did nothing compared to this to put any stream in danger. I don't think I put any stream in danger with the shit I've done. I try and be a good person. I try to be the best possible self I can be. And I don't play a character, right? Obviously, I amp up a little things like the Caint cam now and all that for entertainment value. Right? I'm trying to be more entertaining. But I never drank on stream. The whole smoking weed thing, whatever, right? I truly don't smoke weed. It's just a meme at this point. But whatever, right? Who am I? But regardless, if they're the pillars of the community and this is what they do, all I did was not bring in money. That's all I did. Just saying. Since I didn't bring in money, I wasn't considered a pillar of the community. Cool, bro.
No,
Beautifully.
I think the only perfect person on this call right now is Tina.
I agree. I
No,
do
I'm
agree
not.
with that. I do agree with that.
No, I'm not, and I don't care though. I never claim to be fucking perfect.
Yeah,
I make a
exactly.
lot of mistakes. I make a lot of mistakes, and I run my mouth, and I've taken my accountability.
Exactly.
I know, Sunshiner, I know it was a joke. I'm playing into it because of the rule, no smoking and no weed. I'm just playing into it. That's all. Like, it's a meme. I'm fine with the meme. I'm just being funny right now.
I've taken my punishments.
I think anybody that runs their mouth should take accountability. Serious accountability. When you're a public figure. That's just me.
Well,
There's
what do you
nothing
want to do
wrong
about
with
it?
All right. And then I think he comes back up there one more time. Well, Keemstar comes up there. Let's check that out.
It's on YouTube. Y'all can find it. I'm not
I
embarrassed.
didn't hear that. I didn't hear that.
Hello, can you guys hear me?
Oh, they're talking about the N-word thing with Gidgey, which tested something about it today, and I guess we can get into that.
I'm clear.
Yeah, so I'm starting to think Xylie's right. Gidgey's a fucking op.
Yeah.
Oh, we don't really need that. We'll check out Billy one more time just to put it all out there for transparency purposes.
But now I absolutely love her, and I've loved her for a long time. You can ask her. I've been one of the only ones
She's almost sweet tea at this point.
that has tried to continue to support her.
Ayo! Ayo!
Hey, Gidgey. There's one thing you keep saying, that Xylee drove Roxy out of here.
Yeah.
You
that's a lie.
got to remember, Roxy left
That's
here to go start a universe with Becky.
Becky.
She was more than welcome here the entire time. Obviously, Xylee wasn't a fan of Roxy's.
This just kind of goes into the Xylee versus Gidgey. I mean, no one really cares about that, for being honest. All right, so let's go into Lolcow Live. Let's go into Lolcow Live. And some things were said. I was listening to this while I was at work, and some things were said that really By the way, guys, I hate this look because I was so used to the cafe one, which obviously I can't use anymore. I was so used to this, you know what I mean? So I ordered one for Caint, and that's going to be here. It's already shipped. Hopefully it'll be here by next week, because to me, this is just ugly. And plus, a little like product placement, right? What are you going to do? But regardless, right, I digress. Live last night, they go into all this, and Wings has been very critical of the whole Billy situation. And they go into this whole dumbass, test, right? And even Keem admitted his content brain was working. That wouldn't approve shit. This is just, let's just see what happens. That's all this was. Let's just see what happens. Obviously, we'll go into it. I don't want to talk ahead too much. Let's let this happen.
Main story in the LCU. Billy and the alleged drunk driving. Let me say this. I've gotten way more information since we talked about what happened. But to get everyone up to speed with this story, Billy the Fridge and Rastov did a stream on Balls titled Billy's Drunk on Sunday morning. And this was a long night of him doing live streams on Rewind where he was, in fact, drinking. Now,
Benjamin, bro, come on, dude. Let's not talk like that, all right? That's just calm down with the IRL talk. Let's just not do that. One more and you're gone. I'm sorry. Just calm down. You can talk shit all you want to, but don't talk about that type shit, all right? Just do me that favor. I'm very lenient, but just do me that favor.
Billy, Xylee, and Rastov say Billy didn't drink for well over 2 hours before he got behind a vehicle and actually streamed driving to get breakfast. Yo Mama, Savage, Roxy say it was an hour, all right? Regardless if he was good to drive or not, which Billy says he was.
Look, listen, y'all saw it in the chat, Black Rattler and Sunshine and all of them. It's a whole thing, dude. It's a whole joke. I know it's a joke. It's just, I don't care, right? Yeah, I truly don't care about the joke, right? It's just, I was just speaking about the marijuana because Keem said no smoking weed or drinking on stream. That's the only reason why I brought it up, because I never did it. That's all it was, bro. That's all it was. Benjamin, all good. I just say whatever you want. Just don't talk about locations and doing stuff, right? That's all I'm asking. But let's continue.
Definitely good to drive, and I believe him, and I trust him, all right? Regardless, the title of that stream said Billy drunk, and he drove within under an hour in that stream. And that is a channel termination potential event, right? Because YouTube's not going to take any time to try to figure out if he was good to drive or not. Yeah. You just look at the title, and then in the action in the stream, and bam, the channel.
Yeah, YouTube don't give a fuck about context. YouTube don't give a fuck about the streams beforehand. YouTube don't give a fuck about what you were doing, what you were eating. Like I said yesterday, I could have had a bottle of water and said, I'm doing 6 shots of vodka. Let's see what happens. And I get in a wreck. YouTube does not give a fuck. Actually, if I don't even get in a wreck, if I'm just driving and I said I just did 6 shots of vodka and it was water, YouTube don't give a fuck, bro, because they care about optics on their platform. And again, if anyone else did this other than those 3, gone. That's it.
Channel could have been taken down for that. Now, obviously, the stream's been deleted and all this stuff, and I truly believe that he was not drunk and he was good to drive. I trust him on that. But where I'm coming from is Billy put everybody's job's at risk. You know, everybody on Cafe, Queens, Test, here, all the shows and all the hosts. Like, he could have got that channel terminated, which could cause all these other channels to get terminated. You know,
I think you're sweeping. Like with this whole allegedly, like I went.
That's why it's good to have Wings back, because he don't give a fuck, bro. Wings will go back. And honestly, I'd be doing the same thing. I'd be doing the same thing, just like I did in the beginning of the stream. Just like I did. Is it illegal to drive in Washington State, even if you're 0.08 under it? Yes, it is illegal. And I said, which we'll get into the BAC calculations, that they did to prove he wasn't drunk. He still broke the law. The law was still broken according to Washington State. So since the law was broken, how are you going to address that? Just saying.
I went back and like did a little research of my own. He drunk 75% of a bottle of bourbon. A bottle of bourbon is 750 milliliters, right? The average to intake of that's recommended for a bottle of bourbon is 1.5 ounces. There's 25.4 ounces in a bottle of bourbon. He literally had something along the lines of 13 shots in him. 2 hours or not, he's drunk as fuck.
This is what he said. This is what he said. He said he took 8 shots and they weren't full shots. And the bottle was not new. All right. So that bottle.
Even if they weren't full shots, bro, if they were, I'm just going to use my, as y'all always know, wherever I'm at in this world, it's coffee time. I'm a dog person, not a people person. We got to love this cup, right? So let me drink some of this so I don't spill it. God, I love coffee. Who doesn't love coffee? Hence the coffee app. I had to, sorry. But let's just say this is a shot glass, just for percentages, right? Are we saying every single shot was here? It could have been here. Could have been here. Could have been here. Could have been there. We don't know. That's why this whole scientific fucking estimation, BAC bullshit, it's out of the door, bro. All that is out of the fucking door. All this is they did some fucked up calculation on a BAC calculator that doesn't take into account all the other fucking factors. They're holding on to it. They're holding on to it. It's all they got because they can't have anything else. But you know what I have? I have the law. I have their own calculations. I have either going to use the BAC and defend him and all that shit, or you're not going to use the BAC and say that you said all these things, that it's how it's inaccurate and all that. You can't have your cake and eat it too.
There was like 25% of that bottle gone and about 25% of that bottle left. So he's saying I drank about half that bottle.
Okay, so you drink half a bottle of bourbon and you think you're good in 2 hours to drive? Could you take 8 shots of bourbon right?
Thuggy, I'm not a disgruntled employee. I'm just trying to tell the full and complete story of all this in case people missed it. And I brought up legalities. Because all they're talking about is drunk driving. They're not talking about blood alcohol content that was in his body. They're not talking about safety. Well, he felt safe to drive, I guess you could say that. And I brought up what the Washington state law was that no one else is talking about. Right? And in case you missed it, let's pull it up. Let's pull it up. I don't talk and type like other people do, guys. Dead air, I love it. I don't talk and type. Is it illegal to drive with any alcohol in your body in Washington state, even if under 0.08? In Washington state, you can be charged with a DUI even if your blood alcohol content, BAC, is under 0.8% if you are considered under the influence or affected by alcohol, cannabis, or any other drug, right? So if he got pulled over, right? Well, technically it's illegal, and you can be charged with that even if you are below that. Was he considered under the influence and all that? That'd be up to a police officer to decide. That's not for us to decide. But if he blew 0.07 or under, technically they could investigate further. Now, knock on wood, no one got hurt, Billy is safe, and nothing bad happened. But technically, in the eyes of the law, he could have still been charged because he had alcohol in the system by their own BAC calculations. That's all I'm saying, bro. If you're going to look at one side of the coin, you have to look at the other one. It's not just, 0.08, he's safe and clear, he can drive. Not in Washington State. It's illegal to get behind the car in Washington State. How many times have people said they were good to drive and they got into a wreck? How many times have people said, I'm not drunk, I'm good? And they hit somebody. They were in a ditch. They fell asleep at the wheel. There's a lot of things, bro. That's all I'm saying. You have to look at both sides. You can't just look at one. You have to look at the other. And that's all I'm trying to do here, is look at the other side of it.
Right now and be good in 2 hours?
Yeah.
I don't think so.
In my
I think he
mind,
might think he would.
in my mind, yes. If I blew, probably not.
Do you think Willie, with 8 shots of bourbon in him, would have passed the drunk driving test?
I don't know.
I'm talking about blowing into the breathalyzer, not the actual field sobriety.
I know this. If I stop drinking for 2 hours and I'm eating and I eat something, I'm as sober can be. There's no sign of me drinking anymore in my brain and my talking and in anything. I am sober. But I don't know. I don't know because everyone is different. Everyone is different. So I don't.
Everyone is different. So I don't know is technically the right answer. But again, we'll never know. And all this science bullshit, all these fucking, you're going to sit down and take this many shots in this period of time. We're going to get the exact minutes and seconds down. You're going to wait this exact amount of time before you do a breath. None of that shit matters, bro. Because no matter what you do, someone's going to talk shit. No matter what you do, yeah, content, sure, whatever. But no matter what you do, bro, it's not going to be the same, and someone's always going to have an argument. The only thing that is going to be there is if Billy does blow above a 0.1% alcohol content, under Washington state law, he illegally drove. And he could have still been charged, even though it's below the legal limit.
No. People
I know this. If he got into a minor traffic accident, like say he rear-ended somebody at a stoplight, he would be charged with like vehicular assault because he would have failed his breathalyzer.
Well, even if he was
that, I don't know. I'm not going to speak on that because I don't know that law.
Under the limit, he would be charged. Because that would just be driving not
well,
intoxicated.
Once an accident, I'm talking about they would actually call it assault, like assault and battery, because when you're drunk, it actually increases the charge. You would get the DOI, you would get assault with a deadly weapon and stuff like that.
There's too many variables that we're never going to know. You know, he is a 600-pound person.
Exactly. And that's why all this is bullshit. Every single piece of this is bullshit.
So I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, and being fat doesn't make you deal alcohol better. Him being 6'2" does, because he has more body to like send the alcohol through the blood, right? Because like getting drunk is how much alcohol is in your blood, right? Like, and how well your liver can process it. Billy being 600 pounds don't mean shit about drinking.
And being on keto is also a thing. Not having sugars and carbohydrates and gluten in your body also affects it, because the liver is going to prioritize the alcohol over the other foods because alcohol is considered a toxin in your body. So the liver is going to, take over the alcohol, but not having those grains and sugars and carbohydrates and glutens in your body, that's going to make it worse, because that's why whenever people get drunk, they eat bread or they eat some type of rice, or they go get the greasy ass food at a Waffle House, right? That's why they do that, to help soak up that alcohol so it doesn't hit your liver, so it goes down your intestinal tract, right? That's why people do that with the greasy foods and the sugars and the breads and all that shit. Billy avoids that. He said he's on the keto diet. That would also affect it, that the BAC does not take into account.
Look, Wings, you might be right. But, how are we ever going to fucking know? Here's the thing. We're arguing over something that we're never going to fucking know.
Exactly. So we should all just stop. That's why after this stream, I'm not talking about it anymore. I'm done. I'm over it, because we're never going to know. And what the punishment is, doing a world tour and people talking about it. Oh, God, I got to listen to people. I got to listen to people talk to me about shit. Technically, to be fair, Billy doesn't need to watch any of the shows. He doesn't need to go on any of the shows, because on Rewind, there's clips available and they react to the clips. All he has to know is the storylines, and then kind of like I did on Remind. I know the storylines. I reacted to the storylines and I told the story. That's really all they need to do. They don't need to go on shows and do all this other shit. Billy's making the choice to do that. Is that a part of his punishment? Maybe. But he also has to sleep. He has to have a life, right? So that's not really feasible as a punishment. But everyone else can't drink or smoke weed on their streams, even though they did it responsibly. I mean, you could argue responsibly, but whatever. We're not going to get into all that. But, just saying.
And it's already over.
Yeah.
I just think it's a bad look to speak for this man when he's obviously did it. I mean, like a 600-pound man doesn't do anything in moderation. I'm a 400-pound man and I don't do shit in moderation. I got 1, 2, 3 soda cans on my desk today.
I got a question. Do you think I'm sweeping for him?
Yes, I do.
Because I say that I believe him when he says that he thought he was good to drive?
Right. And like that's like me. Remember when Blade drunk and drive? Like, and he was like driving around people, calling like black people the N-word throughout the window and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
He thought he was good to drive too. He wasn't. He even said in the thing, "I'm good to drive."
How many times have y'all known someone, once in the chat, have y'all known someone that said they were good to drive and they weren't, and you trusted them? Not saying anything bad happened, but how many times have y'all even heard someone say, no, I'm good to drive, I'm good. And then there's always the infamous one more for the road. Let me do one more shot for the road. Like, come on, bro. Not saying Billy did that. I'm just saying, like, in relative, like, conversation.
What do you think, Boogie?
I believe Billy, but then again, I'm really close to it because I'm friends with Billy. And I also just really want Billy to be right, because the Billy I know would not endanger somebody's life. The Billy I know, this is the guy who's literally been over backwards and given up everything he's had to help people in his entire life. So that Billy does not seem to me like...
Doesn't make him... let me start over. Doesn't mean he can't make a mistake. Just because someone's a great, like me, I try and be a great person. I try and do what I can for people. I make mistakes. We all make mistakes. We're fucking human, right? Everybody makes mistakes. There's no fucking... Anyone's not above the law. No one's holier than thou here, right?
Like the kind of person that would wake up one day and say, it's worth killing a family of 3 in order to get breakfast. That's not my Billy, period.
But most people drunk don't make the best choices. That's why it's called liquid courage.
Yeah, but
it makes you do things you wouldn't normally do.
They absolutely did not make a good choice. The fucking title is Billy's drunk, and then he...
And here's the other part that just hit me, guys. Rastov fucked up, Xylee fucked up, but they switched community manager roles. But remember, I can't be community manager because I'm not decisive with my decisions. I know what I would make a decision to do, regardless of friends or not. I wouldn't let Batgirl or Beans do that shit and me title the stream that. I wouldn't let Buff do that. I wouldn't let any fucking host do that shit. Because what's right and right is wrong is wrong. They affected the entire network. They affected, I'd say, 2 of the top 5 channels of the entire LCU. I'm going to say Balls, I'm going to say Rewind because of the entire continuation of everything. I could be wrong in that, but I'm just saying that. They could have affected all that shit. Don't do it again. But by the way, guys, no one else can drink or smoke. Billy, Rastov, Xylee. Y'all just switch roles. Rastov be community manager, even though he was part of the bad decision. Billy, you have to do an apology tour and go on every stream when people talk about it. Okay.
Drove, and within under an hour.
Oh, I forgot about that. How the title of the video was Billy's drunk driving stream or some shit like that.
Okay,
like they knew about it.
Okay, so here's the thing. There was some miscommunication. There was a rumor that the title was Billy's drunk driving. That's not true. That is not what the title was. The title was still horrible. Billy's drunk, and then he drove within under an hour of that stream.
Yeah. So again, drunk was in the title. I remember that, and it's in the. I don't want to go again in the Discord because this isn't an LCU stream. I don't want to do that or cross those lines. But drunk was in the title. Billy said he was drunk, right? And then Billy drove. 45 minutes to an hour later. I don't know the exact time, but we're going with that 45 minutes to an hour. YouTube don't give a fuck, like we said before. YouTube don't care about they're a nice person, they lied, they did this, they did that, it was all a troll. YouTube don't give a damn because it looks bad on the platform if he got into a car wreck and the wrong person see it. Rastov is a community manager now. So Rastov and Xylee were the 2 sober people that fucked up, so we're just going to swap community manager roles. Cool, bro. Cool.
So it's like it's as bad as it could be, you know. It's still horrible.
I mean, I still think the punishment of no one drinking and no one smoking and no one being able to do shit, and that being Billy and Rastov's and Xylee's fault, is a good step in the right direction. The most important thing is that Billy never even pretends to do it again. Period. Don't even joke about it.
Well, he won't. I know he won't.
No, of course
but
not.
So it's a good punishment to punish everybody else, even though they didn't fuck up. It's a good fucking punishment that everyone else gets fucking fucked up and they gotta like lay down or bend the knee, so to speak, and they can't do their shit even though they were doing it responsibly by not leaving the house, even though they may have said dumb shit. But they didn't leave the house and go into a car with the stream title I'm drunk or whatever, and they get in a car and drive. No one else ever did that shit, bro. But it's okay for everyone else to be fucking punished. Give me a fucking break. Give me a fucking break. Get the fuck out of here, bro. Fuck no. Get the fuck out of here. No, that is dumb. That is so fucking dumb. God.
I don't really know what the right thing to do is.
We can't fire him over it. I don't think that's the right thing to do, right? You made a mistake. This is, the universe is about
what would you,
setting your mistake.
Here's what you should do.
Let's let Wings cook. Wings, you're Keemstar. What do you do?
I ban Billy from drinking the rest of his life. If he ever gets caught drinking anything ever, he's fired. Because one, you're helping this man who's obviously deals with moderation and consumption issues, probably help change his life. And two, it gives him a reason to help change his life. That's what I would do.
Said almost fire. You were a sergeant in the U.S. Army. You had the best training possible in being a leader, aka community manager. Here's the thing. No one would take me seriously. That's the problem. I would get pushback. And I come from a world where it's like, whatever I say you do, fuck you, you don't question me. That's the world I come from if I'm a leader. That's why I don't get into leadership now, because I know that the state of employment nowadays is everyone can have a question. Leaders are supposed to be, understanding. Leaders are supposed to ask questions. That's not my leadership style. I have a take it or leave it type of leadership style, because when I make a decision, I know it's the right one. Now, if I don't know the right decision to make, I will ask others. I will talk to others before I make a decision. But if I have person A and person B telling me things and I make a decision that fucks over A and A gets pissed off at me, I'm going to say, live with it, bro. Live with it. But I am informed before I make decisions. Just saying.
I mean, you can't control what he does when he's off stream.
Sorry, guys.
Like it's up to him. It's up to him to determine if he agrees to those terms. But yeah, you can. I mean, it's all.
Really, and friends, super sort of sociopath. But
people drink drive all the fucking time, and it's illegal for a reason. If people didn't do it, we wouldn't make it illegal. It's just one of those things people don't do, right? So the reality of it is, this kind of shit happens. Thank God nobody got.
What is the point of this argument? What was the entire point? People do it all the time. It just happens. That's why it's illegal. That's why it's also illegal in Washington State and probably other states where you still can't drive if you have any blood in your BAC is above 0.1. Probably the same thing. And I don't want to hear fucking cough medicine. Cough medicine is not going to make you blow a 0.05 or 7. I mean, maybe it will. I don't fucking know. I'm not a doctor. But what I'm saying is this. What is the point?
Failing of the crime.
What is the point?
Can I speak on that?
All right,
People
here you
using
go.
the channel than the driver Billy is. Maybe I'm some sort of sociopath, but I feel like the problem is more with jeopardizing the channel than the moral failing of the crime.
Can I speak?
The problem is with jeopardizing the channel instead of the moral thing of the crime. That's what the super chat said.
Speak on that? People drink drive all the fucking time, and it's illegal for a reason. If people didn't do it, we wouldn't make it illegal. It's just one of those things people don't do, right? So the reality of it is, this kind of shit happens. Thank God nobody got hurt. Don't do it. Don't do it again. 100%. But yeah, there's a
Jason C. super chatted $20.
What was the point of that? People drunk drive all the time. That's why it's illegal. You shouldn't do it, but people still do it. What was the whole entire point of that? That had nothing to do with the channel. That had nothing to do with jeopardizing the network. You're literally just saying Captain fucking obvious shit. Bro, come on. Liz, 0.01, that doesn't... The reason why I said 0.01 is just because of the calculations. That's the only reason why I said that. It wasn't like a direct, exactly 0.01. I'm just saying at 0.01, you start to show alcohol in your body. That's all I'm saying. Now, obviously, if you get pulled over and you're at like 0.03%, right, it's up to the officer's discretion. That's where it's up to the discretion of the police officer if you're still driving under the influence, even though you're below the legal limit, right? Above the legal limit means it's instant no matter what. It doesn't matter. Below the legal limit means it's up to the officer's discretion. But still, illegal to drive, according to Washington State. You cannot get behind the wheel of a car and drive if you're even under the 0.08. That's all I'm saying.
Punish everyone for his mistake. That's BS.
No, it's not. No, it's not, because they all know it's him. He's the reason that caused it.
But because...
Oh, God, they're mad at me. You think Billy gives a fuck if people are mad at him? We've seen all these fucking examples, like when Glammy went after him, when Savage and Roxy went after him, the Milkers or whatever. You know, when I went up there or whatever, and I did the whole thing about the redirect and shit. Billy don't give a fuck if people are mad at him. How's that a damn punishment? No one cares. Rastoff ain't gonna give a fuck because, you know, we all know he's the number 2 and he has Keem's ear, right? Or at least I think. I don't know for sure, but I think. And Xylee, you know, Xylee's Xylee, and she's in the inner circle. That's all I'm saying.
No one got hurt. Yes, now the biggest issue is the livelihoods of the 24 other people that work in this network. That is the new biggest issue.
I just don't know what the I don't know what the right thing to do is, because firing him, I mean, that just seems like insane.
I see your point, Liz. I know what you're saying. All right, I know what you're saying. I'm not a BAC expert. I just said 0.01 because that's where you start registering on the thing, right? If you do a breathalyzer, the lowest you can be obviously is 0, but when it starts to register at 0.01, that's the only reason why I said that. It's not that deep. I promise you, it's not that deep.
Dang, you know?
Yeah, that's not an option. Again, you got to give him a chance of redemption.
The suspension, right? Then that's avoiding accountability. You're just on a vacation.
Not if it's not paid. If it's a not paid suspension, it's hitting it where it hurts. It's hitting it where the LCU was about. The reason why I say the LCU was about this is because that's why I got fired. Even though people have said, and I played it on streams, money isn't everything. Money isn't everything. But our live concurrent were going up. Our sub count was going up. The content was getting better. But I'm gone because I didn't hit the numbers. That's where you punish someone by not paying them. That's the punishment, I think. Fuck the charities, fuck all that shit, because whatever, right? Charities or whatever. But regardless, that's my opinion. Take the man's money away.
I just don't know what to do. But I also feel very confident that nothing like this is ever going to fucking happen again with him.
Yep.
You know? Reaper said optics over morals and stuff like that. You guys got to understand that I do have to wear like the boss hat. So I have to look at it like a certain way. And then I can be Dan Keem and look at it another way. I got to look at it 2 different ways.
This way. Say you worked in a nuclear reactor.
Bullsy, Tommy C is barely doing better numbers than he used to do. Cafe can only do so much at that time slot. I'm leaving that alone. He's a bigger draw than me. He has a bigger audience that would come to Cafe for me. I saw Verse, like one of his dudes, dropping like 250 fucking gifted members. I'd never get that. But, you know, if you look at the money, they are making more money than I did. It is what it is. Like, I'm not an idiot. But, you know, it is what it is.
And there's safeguards for the nuclear reactor not to overload, but you decide to go around one of those safeguards and put everybody in the plant's life at jeopardy. Do you let that guy go just because he didn't actually melt down the reactor? Because that's essentially the same apples to apples here. Billy didn't slide into a family of 3 while he was going for his Waffle House. But there's a chance that it could have happened on stream, and it would look
Fresh
hella
NBA
bad for the
guys
entire
super
network.
chatted $19.99. Keem, if it was any other host, you know you would fire them.
Yeah, probably.
Let's be honest.
I am being honest. Yeah, I probably would fire them.
0.01 was just said because that's where the register of it starts. That's all I said. No one was 0.01%. I was just saying 0.01 to 0.07. You're technically under the limit, and it's on the police's discretion if they're going to do anything with it or not. At 0.01, are you going to show anything? No, you're not. But let's just say if they smell alcohol on your breath, if they pull you over, that gives them probable cause to look into it further. That's all it is, bro. Let's not harp on the 0.01. Let's just not harp on that. It's just a statement because at 0.01 to 0.07, you're under the limit, but you still technically have alcohol in your system. That's all it is.
And that's just the truth. I'm being biased.
Me too. He's my friend.
Without a shadow of doubt. That's literally the truth.
So, he's being biased. When those words were said, the entire conversation stops. Because if he's being biased by his own admission, what is the point? What is the point of any of this? What is the point of continuing to go on? What is the point of fucking You know, talking about BACs and fucking all this other shit. Talking about doing tests. You got to drink this, sit down for this period of time, do a breathalyzer, compare it to someone else. What is the point if you're going to be biased? Just, there is none. I can't think of a point. Because there's always going to be the what ifs. And what have I always said, guys? What is the one quote I have always said that I live by? A million what ifs do not make one absolute. The entire day and a half, or 2 days, or fuck, I don't even know anymore. Shit, time in the Caint universe isn't relative. I'm kidding. But all this has literally been for nothing if you're going to be biased. It's just fact. It's just fact. Yeah, well, if you do the test and he still blows over 0.08, well, he still told me he was good to drive and I trusted him. Like, it's... No matter what happens, bro, it does not matter. Because he just said it. I love you, Keem. I appreciate everything you ever did for me, bro. But I'm just saying, you said it right here.
And that's just the truth.
Would fire them.
Yeah, probably.
Let's be honest.
I am being honest. Yeah, I probably would fire them. And that's just the truth. I'm being biased.
So if you're being biased, just stop. Just tell everybody to stop fucking talking about it because there's no fucking point. This isn't content anymore. This isn't going to be some fucking I gotcha moment anymore. There's nothing else that's going to come from this. There's going to be no more punishments. There's going to be no more fucking bullshit from it. It should all just stop. All this shit should just fucking stop if you're going to be biased. Because if someone else did it, you just said you would fire them, bro. Let's just be fucking honest. All right? Let's just be fucking honest. Tell everybody to stop talking about it. The punishments are the punishments. Move the fuck on. Like I will after today. God, this shit's stupid. Every time I do the I can't cam, my fucking mouse sucks. I can't. Stop calling me.
Me too. He's my friend.
Without a shadow of doubt. That's literally the truth. You know? Just like, people have different, like,
Grimm's Galleries, Article 15.1, stock my... Bro, you can lose rank on an Article 15. What the fuck are you talking about? This Article 15 his ass and call it a fucking day. It's Article 15 them all, bro. Fuck it. For those that don't know, Article 15 is when like it's like a written reprimand where you like break the law, like UCMJ, Universal Code of Military Justice. That's like the laws while you're in the military. That's what they follow. A lot of them like mimic civilian law, but UCMJ or whatever. Article 15 is if you break a law in the UCMJ. That's all that is, just to put everybody on the same page. But regardless.
Loki 928 super chatted $19.99. Remember, kids, don't drink and drive. Drink before you drive.
You gotta understand is I gotta look at this thing as a whole, you know. And it's like, if I fire Billy, that's really gonna hurt all the other channels.
Hold up.
Like Xylee, like Rastov, firing him hurts those people.
The three-headed monster.
It's gonna hurt every channel, every single channel in the network. You know, he does add value to everyone's channels.
Funny how I'm fired from Cafe and Rastov shows up on Cafe. Billy showed up on Cafe before. I can't really say that about him. Xylee showed up, but she was supposed to work there. And then, you know, Xylee can do a 9 a.m. show. Rastov showed up on Cafe. I think I just said that. But Rastov is asleep at that time and he can't hop in. He was up there after 8 o'clock, so that excuse is null and void. I don't want to see it, guys, but the lines are starting to add the fuck up. The devil is talking to me. The devil side, I should say, not the actual devil, I'm sorry. But then the angel side is saying it's not true. I don't want to believe it. Fuck! I don't want to believe it. But I don't know anymore. I truly do not know anymore.
Here's how we can figure this out. How about we get Billy on, right? Have him drink 8 shots of bourbon, wait 2 hours, and then do a breathalyzer on stream and see where he was at.
I love that, but let's say he's found guilty.
That's why you don't want to do any of this shit, bro. Because then your hand is forced. The hand is forced to punish. The hand is forced to see it. Right now, they can't see him. But if he failed any test, he's punished. The zombie, Ken, you were fired for being boring as hell. These two situations are night and day. You have the right to that opinion, bro. You are not the only one to call me boring. That is okay. You have the right to call me boring. I do not care.
There's no turning back. There's no fucking turning back.
Natalie super chatted $19.99.
Are you serious? Gidgey's fired? Yo, you're lying right now. You are lying right now.
Telling you,
be a boss or a friend.
Now,
you can always
I can go one further. I'll let him eat like an all-star breakfast from Waffle House in that 2-hour period.
Okay, wings, that's like the smartest idea you've ever had in your life, because it's not only going to give us the answer, but it's also going to be content. Like, my content brain's cooking right now. But here's the thing. Let's say he blows and he's above the legal limit, right? What then?
And friends super.
Damn, it happened on Nerds? Bruh. What did Mike just say on Queens? Oh, yeah, that. Are you talking about the test clip that they played on Test? Is that what you're talking about? Bruh. So Test played a clip of that, if that's what they're showing. I think it was like a month old. Hey, look at the Discord. All right, I don't want to show the Discord because, I'm not in the LCU anymore, or as a host. I don't. Yeah, they're talking about it then. Damn. Well. Wow. GG's, bro. G fucking G's. I want to play something really quick for you guys. I want to play something really quick for y'all.
And of rocks.
Y'all fucking me up right now, bro. See, the Boomer Report lives. See, y'all got my brain in too many damn places right now. Too many fucking places. Too many fucking places. Come on. Anyways, Mike, I can't find it, but Mike has said no one says what happens on Queens. If Gidgey's fired, I'm fired, or he could just drop that card and nothing will happen, right? But yeah, I straight up did see in the Discord that yeah, she's straight up gone. So all right, well, let's continue this. GG's to Gidgey.
Super chatted $20.
Now you're forcing me
one of the best broadcasting talents in the LCU. Firing him would be a huge
Boomer Report from me. What does GG's mean? GG's means good game. Like if something bad happens, or like let's just say do whatever, and it's just one of those things where it's like, all right, bro, GG's, like you got it. That's just kind of what we say. I had to learn this lingo when I got into streaming so I could try to identify with the Gen Z individuals. I can't with the fucking lingo. All right.
mistake from a quality perspective.
I don't think he should be fired, but I think he most definitely needs to have some level of accountability here.
All right. So listen.
All right. So I'm going to skip this because it's just a lot of nothing. They wanted Billy to come in, so we're going to play that part. And basically, just to kind of summarize this, if y'all didn't see, they talked about having Billy do the exact same shots he did, which we'll never know because, like I said before, they weren't full shots, right? So was he paying attention? Were they here? Were they here? Were they there? Or, sorry, were they here? Were they there? Were they here? Were they, up here? Were they down here? We'll never know what they were. So this is all just fucking dumb. This is all just fucking dumb. All right. But they talk about doing that they said Billy can come up, or they want to talk to Billy about it. So this is kind of where we're at right here.
There's proof that you shouldn't believe everything ChatGPT tells you, except for when you're doing therapy.
Billy, can you hear us?
Yeah, I can hear you. Hopefully, I'm not echoing. I had to pull over. I'm outside of a bar, but that was the first place I had to pull over.
GG's,
I'm
Billy.
supposed to go. I'm on my way to pick up some dinner, and this was the first stop I had. I haven't gone in the bar. It's just the only place I could safely park to call in.
One day you could.
True.
Well, that's why science together. We have to figure out how much alcohol you drank, how long did you wait until you didn't have the alcohol, and then we want to do a breathalyzer to just know.
How about we get our facts straight first, get all the information? So, because it wasn't like I took 8 shots, drank half a bottle, waited 2 hours, and drove. People keep saying all these things that aren't true.
Well, that's why
it was a long stream.
Well, this is why we want you in here, is because we want to do this scientifically the right way. We need to know, we need the data. We need to know exactly how much it was, when it was.
You don't need the data. You know why you don't need the fucking data? Because it's against Washington state law to drive with any alcohol in your fucking system. That's why you don't need the data. By your own fucking BAC calculations, he broke the law. By your own calculations, he broke the law.
The only way we can run this experiment where we can truly have a good guess, because look, on one day you could handle alcohol different than another day. That's true, right? But the best way we can have the best guess is by actually knowing the facts. We need to know how much was consumed that night.
Yeah, and I was spilling it everywhere, so I have to spill some of it.
See, that now we're getting into semantics. This is why we'll never know. And this is why this is all fucking dumb.
How much would you say? How much would you say in ounces did you actually drink? Went into Billy the fridge.
I have no idea. It was. I was taking shots at certain intervals.
So to give you an
over the
idea,
course of the night.
to give you an idea,
And then,
one shot, Billy, is 1.5 ounces. To give you an idea.
Yeah, I wasn't doing full shots, so I really don't know exactly.
This is giving me a headache. I'm literally getting a headache because this is all fucking pointless. But I'm telling the whole story, guys. I'm showing all of it. I'm showing all of it because that's what I'm here to do. Because I can't.
We'd have to time out the space of everything and figure it out. I'm sure there's a way to look at the entire video and see how long it was. It was not something that was done, and then 2 hours later, I'm like, okay, I drank half a bottle, I'm driving. It was a long night. It was a whole bunch of stuff.
If he fails, what are you going to do for the 2 that swept for him? Let them get away with Godfrey and Billy got to do 2 weeks. Billy and friends super chatted $20. The worst punishment of all, math.
That is the worst punishment, is doing the math on this. Okay, so I need you to get on Amazon and order a
He never addressed that, by the way. What are you going to do for the 2 people that swept for him? Never addressed that. They're just going to swap community manager. That's all they're going to do. That's their punishment.
breathalyzer right away, and I need you to purchase the same exact bottle. And then we'll do the scientific research to figure out what that amount is, and we're going to run the experiment tomorrow. We're going to work throughout the night. Well, as soon as you get the breathalyzer, we have to wait until that.
Yeah.
I think you should really look at how long I actually had between drinks, because people keep bringing up stuff and making up lies about it.
Billy, how long do you think was
why
between
didn't you
the
do the
last
math and realize? What was that?
How long do you think the last drink to when you drove? What time do you think passed?
Well, it was around 2 hours from the last drink, but the last drink I had was me sipping the bottle because Xylee said she was going to shut me down the next time I drank, and I took a sip, but it wasn't even really a drink. It was just me testing Xylee, and that was 2 hours before that. And before that, I don't know how long before the last shot. I didn't do the math because I trust me. I was fine to drive.
So he said before, he put it to his lips, but didn't really drink because he really didn't take a sip because he was testing Xylee. Why? Because she's the community manager? Because she's your friend? Because you wanted to troll? Trolling is always an easy defense. Testing people is always an easy defense. Making it look like something is always an easy defense. Because you can't prove that you didn't do it. That's why it's an easy defense.
You guys don't have to trust me. If I got pulled over, you say I would go I would get a breathalyzer and go to jail for assault. If I hit somebody, I don't think I would have gotten a breathalyzer. I think.
Bullzeep, how many more watch hours do you need so we can donate? So, there's this right here. I don't even know if I can. I don't know if y'all can see my damn mouse. But underneath me, you see like the Spartan helmet right here. It's again, guys, I'm not asking for it, but it's this right here. If y'all want to, y'all can scan this and throw me a bone. I don't care if y'all do or not, because I'm not here for money. If y'all like the content and y'all want to support it, feel free, right? I'm not gonna deny it, but I'm not asking for it either. So y'all can scan this QR code with your phone, throw me anything you want to, greatly appreciate it. I may just stick to this because they only take 5% and YouTube takes 30. So I may just stick to this and not even monetize the channel. I'm still debating on that. But as you put it through, I can shout you out at the end of the stream if you put it through there. The next day, if you throw me something, I'll shout it out afterwards. You can leave me messages and everything. Anything is, bro, if you throw me $1, it's appreciated, right? Because that's just how I am as a person. I'm not here for the money. I'm here to tell the story and to try to be entertaining or work on being entertaining, right? However you want to define entertaining, right? So anything is appreciated. If you, again, you don't have to. I'm not asking for it. If you want to, I appreciate it.
They would have seen me as a regular driver and just let me go. I don't think I was appearing impaired. But other people want to put that on me, and they want to say, you drank half a bottle and drove 2 hours later. They're bringing up lies on my name. So
Billy,
it's 50-50 for me here. Let's do the math, figure it out, and then we'll figure it out.
That's why I'm asking about your time, because like we want to do the test to see if you were legitimately straight.
Somebody
This whole segment pissed
needs
me off.
to like sit down and go from first shot to last shot, marking off the time. We're going to do it. We're going to replicate it perfectly.
We have to replicate it the best way we possibly can. No one's going to try to rig it, right? Obviously, I would like that you blow it and you're well under the legal limit. Like, it would kill me if you failed this thing. I'm not trying to set you up to fail. I'm not.
Yeah, it would kill me too because I didn't think that I was drunk. But I still don't know that, right? We can't know. We can only know what I say.
The other thing too is the definition of what drunk is. Because you could have a person that takes 2 shots and they're fucking drunk. And their BAC might not be 0.08 or above, right? You have Billy who said he took, however many shots. The story's changed so fucking much. I don't even know what the exact number is. No one knows what even he don't know what the exact number is. That many ounces and not feel drunk, right? And his BAC could have been over 0.08, right? We don't know that. So the definition of drunk is kind of relative. You know what I mean? Relative to the person, I mean, not blanket.
Versus what everybody else says. So yeah, if we did the whole thing and we ran the test, would I be under the legal limit? I think I would, but I don't know.
I actually do too. Based on his version of the story, I do. Based on Yo Mama and Savage and Roxy's version of the story, I think he would fail. This is why we should do this. This is why
we could do 2 separate tests. We could do what everybody else says, the 2 hours, and then we could do whatever Billy says, how long the time passed. Like I said.
Again. So it's not automatically illegal if you're 21 or over. However, you can still be charged with a DUI if you're found to be impaired by alcohol or even drugs at low levels. Right. That's what it is. So it's not automatically illegal if you're over the age of 21, which Billy is, but it's still you can still be charged if you're under, even at low levels. So the legality of it is, it's still illegal. It is still illegal to do it, because if I take a shot and drive, one shot and I'm pulled over for whatever reason, and the officer smells alcohol in my breath, he can then proceed to do whatever he needs to do as far as breathalyzer, field sobriety test, whatever. 0.08 is not the argument here. Legality is the argument here. Was it legal for him to drive with alcohol in his system if he blows over if he blows whatever he blows, under 0.08? The BAC calculations showed he definitely had alcohol in his system by their calculations. It is then illegal to drive in the state of Washington.
Why would I do the 2 hours? It's all on video. We all saw me over the course of 7 hours drinking, then not drinking, and then going to get breakfast. It's all there on video. People who say I drank half a bottle and 2 hours later was good to drive are bad faith actors slandering my name. That didn't happen.
Do we still have the stream, like privated or something?
Well, Wings, no, we do have the streams of the drinking. We do not have the streams.
So we can go back and look at it.
This is just, how long is he on here for? Because they're looping at this point. I'm trying to see something real quick when they get into the BAC calculators.
Oh, here we go.
Like the idea of
risking his health is
well, hold on.
Actually drives. The sun is.
I think they whatever. Yo mama comes up and shows a clip and they react to it. I want to show that. I apologize, guys. Oh, yeah, there's a calculator right there. All right.
Showing that he would be sober.
Right, let's see what we're doing. Let's work our way up.
Wait, there's
Let's
something.
try 8 liquor shot.
Okay, no,
Maria
there's
super
something
chatted
wrong with
$20.
this.
Is it just me, or is this just local court? We got a judge with Keem, defendant
It is locale court.
Billy, prosecution wings, and defense attorney Boogie.
No, I feel it. He waited 2 hours.
And the legal is 0.8.
Yes,
All right. So according to this, BAC 0.018.
0.08 is drunk driving.
Okay. So like, look at my math here, everyone, just to make sure I did this right. It was 2 hours.
One for me and one for my hooker.
2 hours since his last drink. He's 600 pounds, and let's say 6 shots. Do you want me to change it? Yo, mama, how many shots do you want me to put in there?
Hey, Keemstar, before you keep on biting, before you.
All right. So right now they're saying it's 0.018. All right. Technically, whatever, but it is against the law to drive with any alcohol in your body.
You keep getting yourself in trouble with your lies. He already admitted. Wait, he already admitted on Cafe the day after that he didn't tell Xylee and Rastov that it was a troll. He admitted that. He actually talked about what he said behind the scenes. Now let me play. Now let me play that clip.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and roll that clip. There's no context.
Play the clip. Play the clip.
All right,
Play the clip.
let's
I'll
see.
answer that right after you do.
Yeah, let's see the clip. Go ahead.
And rewind all night long. I thought it'd be funny to start the stream. So he starts that. And then I'm like, yeah, guys, don't worry. I was like, just tell me. I said, I was being a shit. I said, when we go live, just tell them that now I'll say, I want to go to sleep. I was like, I want to go to sleep. And you guys say, no, you kept us up. We're going to keep you up. And so that's what I told them to do.
I meant that shit.
Xylie's
My ass was tired.
Zylie's like, oh,
Yeah,
I can do that.
bet.
Zylie's like, oh, I can do that. I can do that. And then I start the stream. I was like, oh, no, you can't go to sleep. I got my second wind. You're up. And I just turn off my camera and go out to my car.
No, I thought that was very great, but I didn't know the full context of it. That's why I was like, maybe this is what happened.
Okay.
I don't fucking know.
And then I go out to my car, and as I'm walking to my car, I'm like, I probably shouldn't drive immediately.
Yeah.
So I sat there for like 45 minutes. I sat there for like 40 minutes, and then I was like, yeah, we're good to go. And I drove.
Yeah.
There you go.
All right, yeah, so that was on the rewind, not the cafe stream, rewind stream after I said my goodbyes. Backer went up there to address what she said about the stream having drunk, the word drunk in the title, and then Billy driving. That is basically the entire story right there, that Billy is saying this was Saturday night.
There goes the full context. Not no, wait up, Xylee and Rastov. There's none of that.
I'm still waiting for the cafe clip. Where's the cafe clip?
Hold on, you sweeper.
This is rewind, you fucking
rewind. Whatever.
Guys.
Arguing semantics doesn't matter the context.
Guys, stop. Guys.
Yo, mama.
What's the guy who can't even tell the difference between two fucking shows?
It was the day after.
Doesn't matter. He said it.
This is
Sweeper.
You're bringing up two different things here, because while I was telling them that to troll me about going to bed, while I was telling them that, it was after I told them that I'm actually not drunk, like I appeared to be, because they wanted me to go to bed because they thought I was drunk, and I was like, oh no, I'm trolling you guys. I wasn't as drunk as I appeared to be. I was playing it up for like the last hour or so, and I told them, just tell the audience I need to go to bed. And what I didn't tell them was that I was gonna be going out to my car, right? I didn't tell them that part. That's the part they didn't know. I told them that I wasn't drunk during this exact conversation you brought up. So thank you for bringing up the conversation where I told them.
You never added that part. You never add that part that you told them that you just told them to play the game that I'm going to stay up and you're going to stay up. You never played no game.
That was the part of the story I was explaining in that part of the fucking explanation.
You even admitted in the clip that you said I was not feeling good enough to drive, but I still went to my car. You said that. No.
I'm getting a headache.
What I said was,
there's just whatever, right? But Billy left, and then we'll let your mama keep going because Billy got tired of it. So let's try and have an actual conversation.
Rail Slammer super chatted $49.99.
How about the bottle? Yeah, that's sweeping out of control.
I think we need to run the test, though.
I'm just saying, if it was me or any other goddamn host in this goddamn thing, it wouldn't have been a hesitation. As fast as Keem got rid of Grim, as fast as he gave us suspension.
We know.
If it would have been anybody fucking else,
we know.
we wouldn't have no conversation.
We can talk on our own fucking show. Jesus Christ. We get it. We have your opinion. Can you shut up?
Not an opinion. I'm just saying fairness. If you don't see everybody the fucking same.
This doesn't matter because Keem already said he's being biased. So this fairness argument this is null and void because he said that he would fire somebody else and that he's being biased towards Billy, Rastov, and Xylee. They're the pillars of the community. So this whole entire thing is null and void.
I want to do my show. So I plugged into this BAC calculator. It was 8 hours between the first drink and when he drove. That's what they're at.
$26. See Maxwell Saga.
BAC calculators. He would have been good to drive.
Yeah, I'm literally plugging the math. In that 8 hour period, he would have had to have had 24 shots at his size. 24 1.5 ounce shots for him to be still. Actually, it's 25 because at 24, he'd still be under the legal limit. It would take 25 shots. You'd have to drink a bottle and a half of bourbon.
I don't
in
think
that
I want to do the test so bad.
Calculator's even remotely right.
$20.
We'll take into account. We'll have to,
Stream RESPONSBLY.
What people that keep talking about this keep forgetting is he's 600 fucking pounds.
Yeah. I don't know, bro.
how well your body Manasseh. I can't. How much you had on your stuff.
Plugging all this into ChatGPT too, by the way. I know it's AI, but it's saying the same thing. At that weight, there would be no way.
Thank you. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank God. Okay.
Doesn't matter. Lasting opinion, they're not factoring medication. They're not factoring in medication, ketosis, and all that shit. They're also not factoring into every single BAC calculator that is 40%. I showed earlier in the stream because I thought it was 84 proof, but people were saying it's 86 proof. 2%, that little bit would affect what the calculation of the BAC is. No matter what the weight is, the height is, the hour is, it would affect that as well. Even 2%. It's also not taking into account that, yes, it would be illegal for him to drive with any alcohol in his system. Because if he got pulled over, right, knock on wood, he didn't. If he got pulled over, they smelled alcohol, they could have did whatever they did. Technically, if they found him impaired, even though he is under the limit, we'll never know the answer to that question. If he is below the limit but still impaired, then he would still get cited for driving under the influence. Not intoxicated, but the influence.
Thank God. Thank God. All right. Now, true, but that's what they're saying. So
You're saying the people who put together that website are delusional?
Guys,
you fucking moron!
Chat, where do you want us to go to try to get the answers on whether or not he can drive or not?
Here's the
Look up the law. Look up the fucking law.
caveat. If you go with 12 shots, which is almost the entire bottle,
okay,
that's he would be right at 0.08 with 1 hour.
Is that
if he drank?
Is that illegal?
That's an entire bottle of bourbon. That would be illegal.
Okay.
If he had the entire bottle.
So he would have had to drink the entire bottle, which we know he did not drink the entire bottle.
Yeah. So, all right. That's enough of that. That is enough of that. All right. So let's go into rewind from last night. Let's go into rewind from last night.
To her, but I told her it was a troll. So
yeah, I'm a big Sweet Tea fan. How you doing?
Here we go.
I'm not doing well. That was actually the highlight of my day, to be honest.
Is there anything that you need to speak on or say?
Yep, there's a lot of things I need to speak up on and say, but I will start with this. To all you people who think I looked up in the sky, and when I took my L, that you think I looked up in the, oh, hold on, I gotta turn this light down, being that where I'm looking in this light, it's like, okay. To where you think I looked up in the sky because I didn't care. Okay, y'all can fuck off with that. I'm gonna make it very clear how I fucked up, all right? And Billy can get mad at me for me saying this. I don't give a fuck. This is where I fucked up. Normally, with situations, optics is the first thing I think of. I was conditioned to do that from the community I came from. And I failed the optics check. I should have told Rastoff, as community manager at the time, I should have told Rastoff to shut the fucking stream down and kick Billy out of the fucking Discord. That's what I should have did. And I didn't do it. Yes, I still had that trust in Billy. But optically, that's what I should have done, because the truth of the matter is, YouTube doesn't give a fuck on trust. YouTube would have shut that shit down.
YouTube would have shut it down. No one else can do anything. No one else put the channel at risk. I mean, you could argue saying N-words and all that. You could argue that. But here's the thing. Y'all know I'm not a fan of the N-word. I fucking hate that shit. But would I rather hear someone say the N-word than get behind the wheel of a car under the influence? I'd rather hear the N-word than someone get behind a car under the influence. But in the eyes of YouTube, it doesn't matter. There's a line. You cross the line. Doesn't matter. Factors doesn't matter. Optics do matter. Context doesn't matter. And whether you lie that you drank or not doesn't matter. It's what it looks like.
Possibly.
Could have, yeah.
All right. So that's where I fucked up. 100%. That's where I fucked up.
There you go.
What is the like? You could say words all day long, but what is the real accountability? What is really, you have to apologize. That's your accountability. Cool, bro. Do you really truly think they care that other channels can't drink? No. They don't give a damn. It doesn't affect their money. Doesn't affect balls or rewinds money, what other channels do. They don't give a fuck. They're just happy that all they had to do was apologize. The fact that other channels know it was them, you think other hosts are really going to do anything? They're not. They can say what they want to say. Are they going to actually do anything? No, they're not. It's bullshit. It's all fucking bullshit.
I should have did it. I should have had Rastov shut the stream down right then and there. As soon as Billy popped up in his car, shut it down, and I didn't. And that's on me. That's what I did wrong in this situation.
A lot of people say you're sweeping by taking the accountability here.
You know what? They can take those brooms and seriously shove them up their fucking asses. Every single one of them.
I think they might enjoy that.
I don't care. I really don't care. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. I don't care what Wings thinks. I don't care what Gidgy thinks. I don't care what...
Lunchbox bought me a cup of coffee. Your finger slipped. Fuck you, bro. But thank you for your donation. And then Joe, keep up the good work, Ken. Thank you. Thank y'all. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much. Seriously, appreciate it.
Savage thinks. I don't care what Roxy thinks. I don't give a fuck what anybody thinks. I know what the fuck I did wrong, and I just said it. I do not give a fuck. I know where I went wrong.
Hugh Jazz can hear my screenshots. Damn it. He knows I'm perving and taking screenshots. It's not okay. I will say I was on a lot of shows today talking to a lot of people about what went down.
What does that even mean? What screenshots? I can't.
Keemstar started the day calling me out for...
Can we get a Baby Billy on board sticker for the car?
Oh, goes on.
Oh. Damn it, Ken. I fucked up. Boomer report. I can't.
All the Baby Billy protectors. Keemstar saw something I said yesterday and called me out on it. And the when he called me out on it, it completely put things into perspective in a way that I wasn't thinking when I said it.
Basically, if he was on he'll say it, but he said that about if he was suspended for 2 weeks, he would just quit instead. That's what this is about.
In my mind, I was like, I don't want all these random people who have problems with me making the call, you know? So if someone who has a problem with me says, well, I think he should be suspended for 2 weeks, no pay, he should be forced to pay for a charity, I'm like, I don't want the people coming from my head making the decision, you know? And then Keemstar took it as I was testing his gangster. And I'm like, no, man, if it would have came from you, I would have taken it a completely different way. And that made me rethink a lot today. I went on Test and talked to Nightmare and had a pretty thick conversation with him. I went on Nerds and talked with them. I went on Queens.
I didn't see the Nerds one. I saw the Test one. And then I was laying in bed trying to go to sleep. I didn't get to sleep until about halfway through Nerds.
Yeah. Let me see something real quick, guys. I think my lineups were fucked. Oh, this is him on Nerds. I mean, it's probably just the same shit. Because whenever he goes on all these shows, it's the same shit. It's the same fucking thing. Same thing.
I don't know when you called in, but I was laying in there trying to. But around the time, it was around 3 o'clock was the last time I looked at the clock.
Yeah, I went and talked to them. I went and talked to Queens. I went and talked on Live. And on Live, they devised a plan for me to reenact the entire situation and then take a breathalyzer. And at one point, it was said, you know, you kind of got to do it. And I'm like, yeah, I kind of have no choice, do I? That wasn't saying that I wouldn't do it. That was saying, why don't we do the math and see realistically?
Billy's words that he said was against my will. Those were his words. If that ain't a lawsuit waiting to fucking happen, I think Huge Ass super chatted that. Let me go back just to make sure because I don't want to misquote anybody. I'm not a fan of misquoting people. Oh, wrong one. Wrong one. Wrong one. Let's look up the term against my will.
Why don't we set it up since we're going to have to wait?
I'm being forced to drink against my will. You're right.
Null and void. Null and void. Let me go back just for context purposes because everyone says show the full context.
Hair tattoo, but he kind of had to. You know what I mean? It's like...
You're right. You're right. I kind of have to.
You're right. I kind of had to.
Why don't we set it up since we're going to have to wait?
I'm being forced to drink against my will. You're right.
It seems like I kind of have to. I'm being forced against my will. You're right. Is it ethical to do this? Is it morally correct to do this now? I'm going to go with a no. I'm going to go with a no. But I digress.
Because people are running around throwing down numbers that just weren't real because they were trying to make it seem worse for what I did because they don't actually care about what I did. They care about making me look like a real bad guy. And I wasn't a great guy for what happened. I played a little too loose and funny with it. And I take a big, huge L for that. That's not okay. And I'm very sorry that I did that. But also, I knew I wasn't drunk. And at the end, they put my body weight in one of those calculators. They put the amount of shots that I had in the calculator. They did the math, and it said it was reasonable that I would have been under the blood alcohol limit.
Under the blood alcohol limit and nothing in your body are two different things.
Which, for me, I knew. You know, I in my heart, when I left.
And I believed you. I totally believed you. But again, I fucked up because optically it made no sense to drink on one stream, all right? Go to that second stream of Rewind, and then go to the third stream, and then
I want to do a test real quick, guys. Optically was said 17 times. I hate that word now. Kind of like warmth. I now hate the word optically. Or optics.
you're in a car. Optically, that looks bad as fuck. And I should have shut it down. I should have shut it down. Just for optics alone. I believed you when you said you were fine. But still, I made the mistake of not shutting it down right then and there.
I don't think that was even the worst part. The worst part was that the stream where I was driving was initially titled Billy is Drunk.
Yeah, that was a fuck up, too.
That was a fuck up. I don't blame Rastov for that. He had no idea I was going to be in a car. And,
no, because you didn't. Because all of a sudden you left me and Rastov were like, where in the fuck is he at? Like, are you kidding me? He had Rastov go live, and now all of a sudden he's.
Because I thought it was funny to troll you guys. I was fucking with you all night long, and jokes on me. I fucked us. I fucked everybody in this universe.
But do you feel bad? I don't think so. Because it doesn't affect your bottom line at the end of the day. It doesn't affect what the channel revenue brings in at the end of the day. You can sip tea, non-alcoholic beverages, which, that could be tea, could not be tea. We don't fucking know, right? I'm not going to allege anything about that, guys. I'm not saying anything, but I'm just saying, does it really affect you? No, it doesn't. Some shows do $50 shots, right? Like Chubby did $50 shots. They cleaned up. Congrats to them. I never drank for money because I don't drink. I can't drink because of medication I'm on. Regardless. Truly, I don't think they give a fuck. It looks bad on them, so they have to say this. But do they really, truly care about how other people make their money? No other show should be concerned about how others make their money. They shouldn't be concerned with how other shows make their money. And a lot of the shows do shots for a certain dollar amount. So you're fucking up their bottom line. But your bottom line is not fucked up. Remember that.
In some way, putting everything at risk, terrible. But also, everybody else can't drink for now. And sorry, guys, you should be angry at me.
That's probably a good thing. We all need to detox anyway.
I mean, honestly, after the weekend we had, maybe that's true. Everybody was pretty fucking wasted, but it's not my decision. It's my fault. I want to pull Zay Zooted in right now.
So Zay comes in with the heat, bro. She comes in with the fucking heat. Because basically it's like, what's Rastov really doing? All Rastov really said was, blah, blah. He said on balls, whatever. I can't stand listening to his voice. But he basically said that he would have trusted Billy, and Rastov's metric to measure is, would he have gotten in the car with Billy? That's his metric. And the answer is, yes, he said he would. So, whatever.
Zay Zooted, you're live on Lolcow Rewind.
Hello, Zay.
Can you guys hear me?
Now we can,
yes.
yeah.
Okay.
So I'm just really getting frustrated watching this because I'm seeing both of you guys take tons of accountability for this issue. And it's like I was saying to you earlier on Nerd Billy, you both are fucking sweeping for Rastov right now so fucking hard. He was a sober fucking person who could have shut down the stream at any point in fucking time. Why are you
I agree. That's for him to say it. That's for him to say it.
Right, but then don't say, oh, I should have done that for Rastov. And don't say, oh,
okay, but here's the thing, Zazu. I was community manager at the time. I was the one that pulled rank out of all three of us. And I
So someone else that fucked up gets community manager back, even though they also fucked up and hold the same level of accountability, but they were the one running the stream. Rastov was the one that titled the stream what he titled it, but he goes back to being community manager. Make that make sense.
should have told Rastov to shut it down. Should have Rastov shut it down? Yes, I do agree.
I agree.
Rastov, I agree. But listen to me. I'm also the one between Billy and Rastov, where I come from. You have to know optics. You have to understand optics. I'm the one that is the optics check person. All right. And that's where I fucking failed. And I have felt guilty about this shit this whole fucking time.
And I get you on that. And you're taking
to take accountability for my own self.
And you have the where's Rastov's accountability.
I don't know.
We'll probably
Maybe
talk about it on balls.
balls.
We'll probably talk about it on balls. Now, Zay, I want to say something. The idea of him shutting it down, in his mind, he knew I was okay. He believed me when I acted okay prior to the stream, as well as when I said I was okay. He took my word for it. And all of us failed to look at the bigger picture with all of that. That's where we all failed.
Especially me, man, and that's not me.
So what's the actual punishment? You could have put the whole network at risk. Could have put 2 channels at risk at a minimum. You just have to apologize. Okay.
Because I'm the optics person here. I am. I'm
Grimm's Galleries, a lot of trust me. Trust me, bro.
literally the optics person in the fucking LCU.
Person, Xylee, but you weren't running the fucking stream. Rastov was running the fucking stream. He titled it Billy Drunk Stream. The second he turns the stream on and Billy comes in and he's driving, turn the fucking stream off. Rastov is a greedy fucking snake and will do anything for fucking money. If money is coming into the fucking stream, he won't turn it off because he loves the fucking donos. The same way he pretends to be friends with every single person in the Discord because he loves the fucking donations. He does not care how Billy looked on that fucking stream because it was making fucking money. And that's what I don't fuck with. You both have taken so much accountability, but then you're sitting up here sweeping for Rastov. He needs to come up and take it. You did.
He's in a call right now with Keemstar.
I understand, but you saying you were the optics person, yes, you took accountability on that sense, but your job isn't to go in there and pull balls off the fucking stream. Rastov is the community manager. He knows better. To act like he wasn't a sober person that shouldn't have known better is so brain dead, and it's driving me insane.
I think the problem is
Zay does have a point. She does have a point. You got to give her credit. How can I say this correctly? Obviously, Zay and Xylee are friends. You know, they were going to do Reaper together, and Zay was going to cover me on Fridays to do Reaper with Xylee for the whatever, right? So I think, you know, Zay's coming at this from a why? Because they fired Gidgey. I don't get. They fired Gidgey over the N-word. That's what I feel like. I feel like Becky's coming back because they fired Gidgey. I'm not a host over there anymore, so yay. But anyways, Zay's coming at this from a concerned point of view. I want to say concerned. The reason why I say that is because Xylee's taking on this accountability. What has Rastov really done? Nothing. Again, there's no real accountability when you just say sorry and everyone else has to be punished. Words, right? It's kind of like this. You go out there and break a law. Like, let's just say, right, just because we're talking about drunk driving, you hit someone passes away. Sorry, guys, I'm taking accountability. Accountability is going to prison and serving your time. Going to prison, doing whatever. Obviously, that's not this case right here. But just saying sorry is not taking accountability. You know? Just saying.
That they all trusted that I was okay, right? None of them really thought I was drunk. That's the problem. It was just we didn't look at the bigger picture of everything at the time.
For the stream, what it was titled, the second you turn on the stream and you're in a car, the second you get in a car and you're...
Saying almost, oh, yeah. Mike said he's walking if she's fired. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yesterday, Mike straight up said, you know, if Gidgey's fired, I'll walk. Like, it's up to him who the cast of Queens is. He said Keem didn't even make that decision. So that's what Mike said. But let's get back to this.
Driving when the stream is titled Billy Drunk Stream, he should have shut it off. As a sober person, he should have known better, and acting like that isn't a fact is like driving me insane right now.
I was a sober person too, and he knew that. Like, he took my word for it and believed it.
But you were drinking at one point in the night. You were, right? And you were sleeping, you were tired, you were very much impaired, and I'm not saying it wasn't on you as well.
I gotta disagree. I'm usually up at that time of day. I have a ton of energy from having a crazy, funny, fun stream. I was not impaired, but that's an argument. Like I said, it's my word versus whoever says otherwise, and only I had to live through it, right? So
all this doesn't matter because the way YouTube sees it, they don't give a damn. They just see drunk and somebody driving. That's all they see. They don't give a damn who Billy the Fridge is. They don't give a damn who Keemstar. I mean, well, Keemstar probably got a good amount of pull, but whatever, right? How do you really argue? How do you argue that? How do you argue that? Well, the stream said he was drunk and he was driving. How do you, clean the floor on that one? Especially when Washington state law states you can't have anything in your system and be behind the wheel. Technically. I need to vacuum my floors, guys. They're a little dirty.
It's really hard to prove.
Rastolph's a grown-ass man. He's going to have to take his own accountability.
And
which is all I'm calling for, because I feel like without
that's
listening
great.
to you
Don't
guys
yell at me.
speaking
Don't
for
yell
him.
at me because he hadn't done his accountability yet.
I'm yelling at you for sweeping for him right now because you said I should have shut it down instead of Rastolph.
I said the fucking title was stupid, Zay.
Zay, can I tell you something?
Yes, he should have shut the stream down too. I do agree. I should have made him shut the stream down.
Zay,
Because a grown-ass man should have done it himself, though.
Zay, can I tell you something? It's kind of uncouth when you're taking accountability for something to also place it on someone else. So, like,
I get you.
it's not really our place to place it on him right now. I'm going to be talking with him during balls, if not sooner. And, we're going to have an obvious conversation there, too. And we've been having conversations about this. So, I don't expect him to just be like, yeah, it was you two. Fuck off. He's not dumb either.
Yeah. Saying that, and I'm not saying.
But the former community manager and the current community manager let this happen. And then they swapped.
Like, okay, I expect you guys to sit up here and like fucking accuse Rastolph or anything, but then just don't bring him up and be like, well, I should have done this for Rastolph. He's his own man. He's a grown man, and he could have done it himself.
Zay, I agree with you. Okay, I agree with you, but I have felt so bad that I didn't do what I should have done. I just want to say how bad I felt, and I should have done my job. And then as I'm doing that, I got you coming up here saying I'm sweeping for somebody. He is a grown-ass man. It is his grown-ass man act to take the accountability for himself. Do I think he should? Absolutely he should. 100%. Okay?
Even though Keem said that he was going to be biased and that he admitted he was being biased towards them, but he would probably fire someone else if they did the exact same thing. Does that logic apply to Keemstar? Probably not. But that's Ali's opinion on how someone else should take accountability and not sweep. Interesting.
I'm not saying he shouldn't take accountability, but the only person that I can take accountability for is myself.
I'm yelling at you because I feel like you're putting blame on yourself that just shouldn't be there.
Because
You shouldn't be. It shouldn't be there. It wasn't your fault. It wasn't your fucking fault. It wasn't your fault at all, Ivy.
Bitch, let me talk. I was the goddamn community manager there, and it was my job to fucking stop it, okay? It was my job to fucking stop it, and I didn't. And I have felt guilty for it ever fucking since. I have caught shit ever since. It was my fault.
It wasn't. And who was the community manager before you? He knew better, and it's driving me insane that it wasn't your fucking fault. It wasn't your fault.
Benjamin, come on, bro. Come on, bro. We'll see you tomorrow, bro.
Fucking fault.
There's a third factor here in all of this. I am a very convincing, comforting person, and I made these people feel comfortable with what I was doing. It's like this is an unfortunate cavalcade of errors because they wanted to believe I was okay. They wanted to trust me. I'm very convincing and comforting. I gave them every reason to feel like things were going to be okay, and they ended up not being, right. We played it too loose, and it was inappropriate, and we all had a hand in that. We all could have stopped it, right?
All right. So Zay and him kind of loop for a bit, and Keemstar comes in.
He was clearly not drunk. It would be impossible. It just is, and this is what doctors use. This is like the top of the top, right? We're not doing guessing. We're doing what professionals do, medical professionals do to determine if someone's drunk and what their levels.
The courts don't do it though. The courts do not look at a BAC calculator as being accurate. It is a representation of what could be. But I promise you, doctors will look at everything. They would look at health. They would look at medications. They would look at diet. They would look at sleep. They would look at the genetic encompass of someone and all the other factors. Doctor would also pull blood if it was that damn serious. Cops would pull blood if it was that damn serious. The courts will throw BAC out as evidence. So to me, it shouldn't even be looked at. It could be a guess. It could be a tool, but it's not a definitive answer. Even with everything else taken out of the case, the bottle was more than 40% alcohol. So because of that, the BAC calculator is off because it just does liquor. It doesn't do amount of alcohol. It just does liquor, wine, or beer. That's all it does.
Would be he was not drunk driving. It's like just scientifically proven. Like I went through it. I spent all my time after live and of course popping in on Tech Talk because shit was happening to like really run the numbers. Like a lot of people run the numbers. He was not drunk driving. Thank God.
Yeah.
No bad.
I'm sorry I had to make you go through all that, Keem. I appreciate you believing me. But I'm glad that there was a little more way to prove it.
All right. So that's basically that. All right. So we're going to cap this off with nerds today. We're going to get into that. So Nightmare goes up and he's basically saying this is all bullshit. Billy comes up, Keem comes up, and Nightmare is going from his, I'm not going to say expertise, I'm going to say knowledge of the classes he had to take in order to buy and sell alcohol. He had to get his license. And because he ran a bar for like 10 years, I think he said something like that. He ran a bar for a while. I don't know the exact time. I think it's 10 years. But I'm sure he'll say it at this point. But they go into it more, and they basically kind of explain a little bit more detail. I guess best way to put it. Let's get it.
Shots are less to you. You have no fucking clue what you're talking about. What do you mean? You gaining alcohol? Well, no. Let me do the test. I technically speaking, I should process alcohol much more efficiently and faster than him. So if I fail a test. No, but that's not how. What do you mean? You gaining more weight means you process alcohol at a slower pace.
$10. Come here, little froggy duck.
You being 600 pounds is a deficit. You processing the alcohol.
The audio expert. Nightmare, I love you, bro, but please fix your audio. Please, 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 for the love of God, fix your audio, bro. Because you can't hear him.
Oh, fuck me.
Yeah, we can't hear them. Sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. I just wanted to let you know.
Appreciate it.
Well, Nightmare's the audio pro, you know?
Oh, fucking A, man. I wasn't expecting anyone to join me.
I know, but like, you know, you say like, I'm the audio pro, right? And then
I never said
you
I was
have
the audio
more,
pro.
No, you have. And you have more audio issues than anyone. And you also said earlier that you're like the alcohol pro because like you went to you learned about it or whatever when you had to open the bar, right?
Yeah, I got my license. Yeah, my license.
So I took you at your word when you said you were the expert and that if you were like smaller, you process the alcohol better. But then I'm looking, what is the BAC calculator? What is that about?
So when in terms of how your body processes a unit of alcohol or like units of alcohol, it goes based on your muscle mass and how healthy your liver is. A lot of it, right? So if you're a muscular human and you're large, you tend to process alcohol much more efficiently. Can do anyway. But Billy, you're not muscular though.
I'm very muscular. I carry around 600 pounds a day. I have a huge muscular frame.
So I guess we need to do body fat tests now. This rabbit hole that they're fucking going down, right? Now we're going to talk about, like, does he naturally probably have more muscle to carry around his 600 pounds? Yes. But, I mean, like me, well, I had to get taped for the Army when I was in the Army, right? So my neck was always 18 and a half. My waist was 42. They put that in the calculation. I was 24% body fat. Right. Obviously, the tape test is the most inaccurate body fat test you can do. It's just the easiest and the cheapest. That's why the Army did it. But regardless, talking about fat versus muscle, it's irrelevant at this point. Like, this is a lot. This is a lot.
Yeah, that's common sense.
What's up, bud?
His muscles are way bigger than yours, Nightmare. Way bigger.
Let me do the test, and if anything, I'll be at a deficit.
It's not about being bigger. It's about body fat percentage. It's about body fat percentage. It's not about size. You could do the electrode test. You could do the underwater buoyancy test. There's a lot of different body fat tests. So we're going to talk about fat versus muscle. You got to do a body fat composition test. You can do the pinch test. There's a lot of different tests you can do, bro. If we're going to go down this rabbit hole of fucking muscle versus fat, like, this is just, it's getting out of hand. This is just getting so fucking out of hand, bro.
Like, that's the thing. I just think that was such a fucking cop-out.
No, I honestly think that you and your mama kind of were wrong and maybe even would owe me an apology, but I'm not asking for it.
I'm not giving you an apology for driving, you mad cunt. Are you joking me?
Okay, now you're just slandering.
That's not slandering. Fuck off. You drank across 3.5 hours, took a 2-hour break, and then went in the car. Get gone, man. Bullshit.
Okay, but wait, hold on. I got to go back to this, all right? How can we figure this out? We have to use the BAC calculator. There's no...
Lunchbox, you know, my in-laws are registered nurses. I'll ask them. So, Lunchbox, I appreciate that, but the problem is we're past BAC. to me, we should talk about legality. Legality, because in Washington State, you cannot drive with any alcohol in your system, even if you're below 0.08. By law, you cannot do that. So, are there other factors? Yes, but the problem is if he had any alcohol in his body, he should have not got behind the wheel at all, according to Washington State law. That's where I think we're at this point. But I appreciate you doing that.
Other measure that we can use by putting in the data that we know how many drinks he had, how long it was before he drank, and every time we do that, bro, we're up to the point where we were giving Billy 16 shots, 18 shots, and he was still under the limit. What other measure is there? Like if we
limit doesn't matter according to state law.
Can't use the BAC calculator. If you're saying that's wrong,
Whatever,
what
dude.
can we use?
Like I said, whatever. It don't matter. I said I'd be willing to put myself under a test for it. I'll accompany the numbers for results, and I know I'd fail.
But that doesn't. Well, you would fail. You're not me. I said this yesterday.
156 super chatted $20. Fat is not muscle. This is retarded.
Yeah, legit.
Hugh, you could say fat is not muscle, but what do you think carries all my fat around? It's muscle. I have both. To argue that I don't have a muscular frame is just also ignorant. You can't play ignorant and attack me. I'm sick.
Lunchbox, I'm sick of this calculator. We all are sick of the calculator shit. That's why I'm saying just look at the legality of it, bro. You can't argue that. If he had blood in his his BAC had anything on there, he couldn't drive.
No way that you've managed to swerve out of accountability for doing something so fucking stupid. But
No, you guys are trying to hold me accountable.
To come on, absolutely, I'm holding you accountable. You mad cunt. Are you for real?
For what?
For fucking drink driving. You drank across 3.5 hours. 3.5 hours.
Clone super chatted $10. I don't think any calculator in the world can accurately guess what a 600-pound man can do.
It can't.
3.5 hours, you drank over half a bottle, right? Because I got like the fucking timestamps. 3.5 hours, you drank over half a bottle, and you had a 2-hour. That's being gracious, but it was actually now
I took
45
8
minutes.
shots.
You drank over half a bottle because you can look at the bottle, right?
You're not doing the math correctly, so I'm not going to argue the math.
Over the course of 6 hours, he was drinking.
It was
right?
not over the course of 6 hours.
You're not giving me a fair shot here.
How am I not giving you a fair shot? Let me pull up the fucking.
Literally
wait,
not.
Stop a second. 1 second.
There's also sleep. There's also food. There's a lot to take into account, not just blood alcohol level. Impairment. You can be impaired from not sleeping and not have a fucking drop of alcohol in your system. You could work 8-9 hours at a hard fucking job and fall asleep at the wheel. You're driving impaired because you didn't sleep correctly. You didn't sleep at all. If you don't eat and you're on keto or don't eat period and your blood sugar's off, that could also affect your ability to drive. Impairment is the question. It's not just blood alcohol content. You can't stop at blood alcohol. You have to look at all the other factors.
1 second. Let me pull this up. What does this show? 4 hours and 23 minutes and 59 seconds is when you took your first shot. That's where the bottle line is, right?
And there was
so 3.5 hours of this stream.
35
seconds is when you took your first shot. That's where the bottle line is, right?
And there was
so 3.5 hours of this stream.
35 minutes left of this stream. Another 1 hour.
And then another hour. Yeah, you're correct. And then 45 minutes
into balls that started maybe 10 minutes.
So you had an hour and 45 minute break from drinking. You tell me you're sober enough to drive.
No. The last stream I did, I spent a good hour.
You ended this with a shot. You ended this with a shot. That's why.
Stop it.
Oh no, sorry, you didn't end it with a shot. You ended it with a swig.
Bottle.
Yeah.
But it wasn't a real swig. I was doing this to make Xylee end the stream because I was testing Xylee. Like, I don't think you understand the levels of entertainment that I was doing. And the problem is, it led up to a situation. Explain to me how I was drunk driving. You're literally slandering me right now.
How am I slandering?
I told you.
Evidence is visible.
The evidence that you're not putting factors in. I told you this entire time.
That much?
I'm different.
Right.
Yes, that much.
To fucking literally that much, and you tell me it's only half a bottle.
Okay, here's the thing.
That looks like top of the label to almost bottom of the label, right? And that's the entire point of the bottle. Because this doesn't go all the way up to they call that the gooseneck, right? They call that the gooseneck. It doesn't go all the way. It starts at like at the bottom of the gooseneck. This to this, look at the bottle shape. That's not a quarter of a bottle. I don't give a damn what anyone says. That's not a quarter of the bottle. Because the bottom of the label to this is not a quarter of the bottle either. That could probably be the quarter of the bottle. But I'm just saying, from the top of the label to the bottom of the gooseneck is not a quarter. And 100% from the bottom of the label to the bottom of the bottle is not equivalent to the top of the label to the bottom of the gooseneck. This space and this space are not equivalent. I don't give a damn what anybody says.
You're not factoring in my size, my weight.
Fuck off.
You're being disingenuous.
This is some level of bullshit.
You
are
attacking.
Unbelievable.
You are
I ain't
attacking me.
Shit. I'm giving you fucking evidence and facts.
You're calling me a drunk. This is not fact. I gave you facts. I told you I'm not average, and you wouldn't listen to me.
Yes, exactly.
Neither
so
would
the
your
average
mama.
on the stats I did would have been in your favor.
No, you're
process
wrong.
alcohol lower because of your size, Billy.
You are absolutely wrong about this. We looked it all up last night. We took your word for it, and I told you, I'm sorry, I can only tell you what I know, because I know me. And then we looked it up, and we proved that I wasn't lying, and that you were wrong.
Nightmare, if I take
Metal super chatted $9.99. You're gonna take into account the heart meds Billy is on. It's why Boogie is a lightweight.
Okay.
Boogie's not a lightweight.
Nightmare, if I take
Boogie is a fucking lightweight, bro. He hated drinking and just started drinking like what, a few months ago? Because Keem made him. Maybe not a few months ago. I don't fucking know. It's been less than a year, probably. He is a lightweight. I'm sorry.
in the drinks that I know he drank, and I change it from 600 pounds to 200 pounds, Wings even said it on live. That person would be drunk as fuck. They'd be dead. He can. It's just a fact that he can drink more.
1,156 super chatted $20. We can't go back in time. There is no way for Billy to make up for either garbage entertainment or drunk driving. Both instances were shit. We have to move on.
Yeah, so like, here's the thing. We can talk about how it makes you affect when it comes to like slurring and physical movement, but how it reacts to your nervous system, how it reacts to reaction time, for example, is a huge benefactor that you don't feel, believe it or not. That is actually a huge fucking issue. And like, you know, you can say how I did freestyle rap and stuff like that. One thing I should have pressed you on that is, okay, so you're telling me that any fucking bands that go live that have been drunk before, they just don't perform well. That's bollocks, man. That's just not how it works at all.
But like, I am very confident in saying Billy did not commit a crime. Okay.
Thank you.
I'm.
Washington state law says you can still be considered a DUI under 0.08. That's what the law says. You can look it up. I showed it a few times here on the stream. He could still have been ticketed for a DUI, even if he was below the limit, if the cop deemed fit. Thankfully, knock on wood, we didn't have to worry about all that. But the fact remains he broke the law on stream by your calculation of BAC.
Very confident in saying that based on everything I know, all the research that we've done on how much he drank, how long it was before his last drink, and his weight, and all the factors I know. I'm very confident that he did not drunk drive. What he did do is make it look like he drunk drive, which is almost as bad. Almost as bad.
Serious. But like,
It was.
I'm over a
That's
decade.
not good. What
I'm over a decade of having to fucking work with alcohol and stuff like that, right? I literally had to do my exams and stuff to get my personal license. I have to understand this, buy and sell alcohol on a legal basis.
The only way to put this to bed is to recreate the exact scenario. Every person is different. End of story.
This is not the only.
You can't recreate the same scenario, though. It's never going to happen. Never going to fucking happen.
Person, the only way to put this to bed. There's a reasonable doubt based on all the evidence.
You know, if we
put
did that, you'd be fucking wrong. You know, if we recreated it with any one of your sides, you'd be fucking wrong. You would fail that test 10 toes down, bro. You would absolutely
I 100% disagree. I 100% disagree
because and the benefit right now, because everyone's fucking sweeping for you. I'm sorry, you're
They're
wrong.
not sweeping.
I've worked with large people and
I'm sorry.
for a fucking decade, bro, and you are fucking wrong.
The problem is, too, though, Billy said the words against my will. You gonna make me do this against my will. It seems like I have no choice. That right there stops the test. Stops the scenario, whatever. Grounds for a lawsuit. I felt pressured. Just saying, he could say they talked to me behind the scenes. I felt pressure to do it. I said on live stream I didn't feel comfortable doing it, but they talked to me behind the scenes, and I had to go on camera because he said it on camera and it was acknowledged. There was a super chat that also acknowledged it. So it was acknowledged he would have felt against his will. He could argue that. So because of that, it all stops.
You are fucking
wrong. How
wrong.
many of them were 600 pounds?
Fucking hell. You were wrong.
How many of them were 600
being
pounds?
600 pounds is a weakness in this situation. It doesn't benefit you like people think. It's a myth, man.
Nightmare, you are wrong. You are just wrong. You are just wrong.
You go to the church and you tell me I'm fucking wrong. Because I sent this to my bar group, right? I was like, what do you think about this? I'm like, he's fucked.
So the BAC calculator is
irrelevant. Irrelevant. Take out medications, take out everything else. It does 40% for liquor. It was not 40%. It was more than 40%. You can Google, like Boogie and everyone else loves to do, 2% would affect the BAC calculator. So BAC is irrelevant.
Wrong, but Nightmare is right.
I'm telling you, if you look at how alcohol processes through the human body, yeah, there's many benefactors that go into it. Does it, in terms of being physically, like, drunk and moving around, wobbling? Yeah, you're absolutely fucking correct. But you were looking at statistics and signs of intoxication. You know, at the end of the day, there's more than just that. Your reaction time still dips down. Your nerves, your muscle still fucking get affected by alcohol before your physical body does.
Do you know what BAC stands for?
We're not, go on.
It stands for blood, alcohol, content, I think, right?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, this is like the standard. Like what?
I mean, this is a lot of the same shit, but let's skip ahead a little bit.
I didn't
recreate the
drive
test,
drunk.
and I will bet you any money that you will fail.
No. I'm done defending that. We have all
You
the
popped
math
on you.
out there. No, because you're accusing me of drunk
I'm
driving.
not accusing you. I
Did
know
not
you were
see the
drunk driving.
math. Well, now you're slandering me.
That's not slandering.
TM5NZ super chatted
Thank you.
$10. Didn't
Yes.
Keen Wings and Boogie prove it last night that with his body weight and the amount of alcohol he drank, he was not drunk?
Yeah, with false images. They
Thank
were told
you.
there was an 8-hour gap, no? That's what you were told.
Keemstar,
When they told him it was 8
if you're
hours?
watching, at what point does he have to accept the facts? At what point can he
Didn't
still
you tell him it was
slander
8
me on
hours and
this?
not a fucking 2-hour gap? No.
Accept the fact that it was against the law to get behind the wheel if you had any alcohol in your system. Accept that fact.
145-minute gap.
Are you being disingenuous?
How am I being disingenuous? I just showed you the times.
Also, the BAC, thank you, Lunchbox. The BAC is not used in a court of law. So to me, it's irrelevant. It's a tool, it's a guide, but it's not definitive. So there's that.
Times.
I started drinking like 6 hours before.
You
right?
started drinking 4 hours and 23 minutes and 59 seconds into your stream of 8 hours. Wow.
And then
7 hours,
another
59
hour
minutes
stream, and then I
46.
drove 45 minutes after
Exactly.
that. That's 6 hours.
So, but you were drinking for the entire fucking 3.5 hours, no? To get the
Not
bottle
the
from where it
entire,
was.
no.
To get, well, you drank fucking fair bit in a short succession and to go from where you were to where you are there.
Yes, and because of my size, it's okay to do that.
Okay.
I'm sorry, it's true.
But okay. Dude, okay. This is unbelievable. Like, I'm sorry, but
It's unbelievable that you're not accepting the math.
because again, bro, look, you can say whatever you want. Recreate the test or fucking don't. I just think it's fucking dumb. Like,
I don't have to recreate the test. We looked at the blood alcohol calculator, showed that a man of my size processes alcohol extremely differently
So how much
than
would
an
I have
average
to
person.
drink? Okay, so if I were to replicate this test on your behalf, how much would I have to drink? I'm
No,
about
no,
30
it
your
doesn't
size.
matter. You're not me.
No,
You're not
but I'm
me.
about 30 of your size, so how much would I have to drink?
Don't
to fail
know.
this test?
Don't know. You go.
All right. We're looping. I also want to sorry. Oh, the transcript's not up yet. They gave me a shout out, or your mama did anyway, so I want to play that. That's the whole N-word thing. We can do that too, but I wanna give them the credence. They gave me a shout out because of what happened. I want them to do it.
But yeah, but I just want to say this off the I want to say this off the rip. Friend of the show, Amberlyn, who also watches our show and reacts to our show on her channel. I just want to say this to Batgirl for you shitting on Amberlyn Reed like you did. First of all, I mean, how somebody like you is throwing stones while you living in the glass house is out of control. Okay, nobody says anything about your fucking yellow ass fucking buck teeth when you come on stream and you look into the camera and you go into that weak ass rage that you do. And then you got the nerve to say something about her person is embarrassed to be with her. I mean, you sitting on the internet and trying to bully somebody when you with a dude that want to be with a dude. Fucking weirdo. You cut your motherfucking hair, not because, oh, I did my hair and Becky was crying about it and Becky was da-da-da-da. You cut your hair because your man like you like that. He like a nice little boy looking ass fucking woman like you.
I could go that far. I don't agree with this. This part I do not agree with.
So
but he has the right. He has the right to defend Amberlyn. I can't judge him on that.
fact that you want to sit there and try to bully Amberlyn Reed when you got all the shit that's going on with you and you'll start crying about anybody talking about your past, man, get the fuck out of here with that shit. Don't ever go at Amberlyn Reed. How dare this individual? Amberlyn Reed got 35 different reaction channels attacking her every single day. And she come over here to the locale universe for some motherfucking peace. And you think that you're going to come on your goddamn weak ass channel and you think you're going to attack Amberlyn Reed like that with that clown Tommy D or Tommy F? I don't give a fuck what his name is. I'm still trying to figure out on this goddamn channel why the fuck did Keemstar replace Ken with this clown? The views ain't changed. The money ain't changed. What the fuck is he bringing to the table that Ken didn't bring? Matter of fact, Ken was way better. His rewind, all that shit was better than that shit.
Eldorado 5,420.
Thank you, Mama. I appreciate it.
27 super chatted $10. Wait. You gave Becky the Welsh dragon.
No!
Also duck me.
Yeah,
Rolling on
right.
floor laughing emoji.
Fuck, okay, we're meant to be co-hosts. Stop trying to make it seem like I fuck Becky, dude. Like, it didn't work.
Okay,
it didn't work. Fuck me. That's not what I meant. It didn't happen. It didn't happen, okay? It didn't work. Why did I say that? Shut up!
Got it. Let me cook this Tommy D, Tommy F, Tommy M, Tommy whatever the fuck he wants to be.
Well, he keeps calling me a fucking cheap shagger.
With his cheap, the same gum that he's been chewing in his fucking mouth for the last 7 fucking days. Let me tell you something. You brought absolutely nothing to the table. Ken was way better than you, dog. And I thought you was gonna come in here, you was gonna set a blaze, and you was gonna set a motherfucking fire. Instead, you ain't set shit. All you did was sit there and watch the same clips that fucking Ken did, but done it better. And Batgirl was willing to throw goddamn Ken under the motherfucking bus for you, because if it was me, I would have stood up and said, "Why, King? Why give me this lame ass dude that you fired about 2 months ago?"
Super chatted $10. So the pork got stuffed by your sausage?
That Keem in the eyes, I would say, what is this motherfucker bringing to the table? Like I said, listen, I would have told Keem, I would have looked at Keem in the eyes, I would say, what is this motherfucker bringing to the table that Ken wasn't bringing to the motherfucking table? What is he doing? What does he do better than Kim? I mean, what does he do better to against Ken besides chewing his goddamn gum? What, he chews his gum better? Yeah, let me tell you something. I saw a fucking dick the other day. What the fuck is that? I don't even understand it. But you didn't stand up for him, no, Batgirl, because you're fucking weak. You was on live. You had that primetime spot. You was over there on live. You was doing all the weird ass shit that didn't fucking crack. And then you got back on Cafe and you didn't even stand up for Ken. You should have said, fuck that. I ain't doing no show with Tommy D, Tommy F, Tommy N, whatever the fuck that dude name is that got fired 2 months ago because he was trash. What you expect? The motherfucker came back 3 months later and he didn't even bring a spark. He didn't bring a fire. He didn't light shit up. He didn't do motherfucking shit. I thought he was gonna come on this motherfucker and show me something. I thought he was gonna Dougie. I thought he was gonna dance. I thought the motherfucker was gonna pull some strings. I didn't get none of that from this motherfucker. I saw one show and that shit was garbage. Tell that motherfucker he is garbage. You motherfucker, you goddamn sorry Tommy FD, or I don't give a fuck what his name is. That motherfucker's trash. Damn, y'all pissing me off.
All right. Thank you, Yo Mama. I appreciate you. I'm not gonna agree with the Batgirl take because, to be fair, when I was safe and I didn't know what happened to Batgirl, I didn't defend her. I said my reasons why I didn't defend her, but regardless, I didn't say anything. A lot of people like Cafe better. There's some people that don't like Cafe now. I can't change that. Do I blame Batgirl for moving forward with Tommy and not me? No. Because like I said before, you can't hold on to the past if you're trying to move forward. It wasn't her decision, right? If I were to put blame on anybody, like I said, 50%'s on me because I didn't bring the money in I was supposed to. Because if I was a $10,000, $15,000 channel, conversation would never even been there. The other half, I put on others that probably didn't defend me, that pushed the narrative that I should be fired, and was just, trying to bring Tommy in. I know Zali's friends with Tommy. I know Tommy went on Rewind and they had a great conversation, and I'm pretty sure if Zali puts hats off, then, it is what it is. Tommy brings a different energy than I do. The views are technically higher because they get 500-600 views a show. At one point, they were cracking 700-800. No, their first show was almost 1,000, you could say, because Tommy was brand new and they just want to see what it was like. I'll give you that. But they are bringing in more viewers than me, and they do get more money than me. I mean, Verse came in and dropped 250 bombs, right, on gifted memberships. No one's going to do that for me. So you can argue numbers in their favor. You could argue content in my favor. But as I said before, when anyone talks about any show, when anyone criticizes anyone else, when anyone wants to throw shade at anybody, what is the first thing all those motherfuckers do? Oh, let me check the leaderboard. Let me check Playboard. It's money. I didn't bring in the money. And only time will tell if it changed. With Tommy C, I have no ill will towards Tommy. He was given an opportunity. Fine. Let him take it. I'm not mad at him. I don't think he backstabbed me in any kind of way. I talked to Tommy behind the scenes and we're fine. I never hold ill will towards Batgirl. I don't think she stabbed me in the back. Because again, you could say I kind of did too. Because I didn't ask about her job when I was safe. But again, I was at work and I had a lot of shit going on in my brain and I legit thought I was fired. I was shocked that I was kept. I was more in shock I was kept than anything else. So I'm not going to throw the blame on all of them. But what I will say is to get me out and how it all happened and who's friends with who. And Keem already said that he would be biased towards Rastov, Billy, and Xylee. It does line up. It does. I'm not going to say it doesn't. You'd be an idiot to say it didn't. But at the same time, I know for a fact if I had brought in the numbers, it wouldn't have even been a conversation. So I have to hold some of the blame. I have to. So. But Kiki Dawn, Tommy will bring in his SFTP co-host. He already said if Batgirl gets fired, he's going to bring Jeannie in. So it's basically going to be that cast on Cafe. He's already said that. So you can argue whatever you want, say whatever you want. The fact is just the fact. So, all right. I'm basically going to end it there. I got everything I wanted to. I don't have everything said I wanted to say. But again, the fact of the matter is this. regardless of BAC calculators that I've shown on stream are inaccurate right now, regardless of how he felt, Billy, how he felt when he drove. We all know the title was drunk and he was behind the wheel, and YouTube would not give a damn. We showed Keem already said he's biased towards them, and he would probably fire any of the other hosts if they did the exact same thing. I showed that. And the other thing that no one is arguing is the law. While it is generally true, the legal limit for driving under the influence point, you can still be charged with DUI even if your BAC is below that threshold. This is because Washington law allows DUI charges if you are driving under the influence or affected by alcohol, drugs, or a combination, to the extent that your ability to drive is impaired regardless of your specific BAC level. Law enforcement assesses drivers for signs of impairment. If they believe the impairment is present, they may pursue DUI charge even if the BAC of that or higher. You can be arrested and charged noticeably impaired if your BAC is below 0.08. Factors like poor driving, failed field sobriety tests, and other signs of impairment can lead to a DUI charge regardless of your BAC. Under 21, that doesn't apply. Driving after consuming any alcohol can be considered dangerous and carries large legal risks. Driving after consuming any alcohol can be considered dangerous and carries potential legal risks. Argue legality. Stop arguing things that cannot be proven. Stop arguing fucking calculators that are not going to be correct because of factors outside of them. Stop arguing how he felt. Stop arguing his mental state. Stop arguing what the fuck Xylee and Rastov failed to do. Argue legalities. Was it legal for him to get behind the fucking wheel? No, it wasn't. Being a BAC, by your own calculation, puts him at risk legally being behind the wheel. Thank God nothing happened. But if something did happen and he still blew under that 0.08, by your calculation, he would have blown under that 0.08. He still could have been ticketed for driving under the fucking influence. Argue legalities. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day. I appreciate all y'all being here. I carried over 100 and some change for the girl. I got over 1,000 views on the stream. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Like I said, I may just stay with this instead of monetizing the stream. I don't know yet. That is just the QR code for the Buy Me a Coffee app because I'm the coffee guy and that just makes sense. If y'all want to throw me a bone, I greatly appreciate it. If you go to any of my social medias with the X and all that, make sure y'all follow me on X because I'm trying to get to use X more. So feel free to follow me on there as well. But if y'all want to throw me a bone, it's appreciated. Obviously, it's not required. I don't do dono goals. I don't give a fuck about a dono goal. If y'all just feel the content was good enough to y'all want to support it, feel free. I appreciate everyone being here. Until next time, like I said, tomorrow is Friday. I'm probably not going to stream on this channel. But tomorrow, check me out, 9 p.m. Eastern time-ish on The Lasting Opinion, a.k.a. the former after show. I will be there. So make sure y'all go check that out. I'm going to put the link down here so y'all can go sub to it. And until next time, don't forget the arguments. Big E, I pulled my crown because I don't like the show with Tommy. Well, that's your choice, bro. I appreciate you bringing my crown. I still got to get your thing in the mail, bro. I forgot about you. It's just a lot happening. So, also, if anyone wants to try and help me with the docket, I know Seek said he would. Sunshinery said she would. And I think someone else said I'm not 100% sure. Reach out. And if y'all want to try and help me out with the show, I can try and do something for y'all. I don't want to talk too much just because of whatever. But we'll figure something out if y'all want to help me out. But yeah, I want to try and get away from the LCU content, but this is just too big of a story. And there's just so many things that they are just not talking about that I wanted to bring up. That's why I brought it up. If I was on Cafe, I'd be doing the same exact thing. But regardless, Any suggestions y'all have for content y'all want me to cover, throw in the comments, right? I'm open to anything. We can get this thing figured out. So, thank you, Sunshine Ray. I appreciate you. But I need to go so I can go and get stuff to make dinner and do all that jazz and go be a good husband. But tomorrow, 9 p.m. EST, Lasting Opinion. I linked it in the channel. Be looking out on their page for the exact time. I'll put it out on the community post. I'll put it out on X so y'all know the time as well. I'll put the date in there. So we'll make it happen. Y'all enjoy your day. And until next time, everybody, thank you for being here. Thank you for helping out with my watch time and all that shit. Y'all take care, everybody. Oh, actually, let me redirect. Who's live right now? Nerds? Let me redirect the nerds. Let me throw them a bone. Let me throw them a bone. Go. All right. Peace.